Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, depending where you are around the world. It's an exciting day today as it is a Prime Day. It is one of the most exclusive days, especially to take advantage of if you're into PC hardware, tech, and even if you're looking to do a PC build, definitely possible. Live feed will be coming in soon as we just prepare to get started. Oh really? You get the notifications when it ends? Oh, that's pretty crazy. But that's good to know though. Is it YouTube that's showing you the notifications last minute? Now for reference for everybody, I also stream not on just YouTube, Twitch, and I also stream on X, also known as Twitter. That's awesome. Man, I'm just too excited. I gotta get this show started already. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and we're just about to start live. Hopefully you guys have some great Prime deals to share. Takuma has shared some really decent ones. What's up, fam bam? This is Chris Muzo here. We are here live looking at these Prime Day deals. Certainly one of the best days, especially if you're looking to build a PC. It's definitely possible, and you can build it cheaper than even a PlayStation 5 Pro if you really want it, if like you really pushed it. And the funny thing is, all the builds that I have listed, everything's going to be in the description box down below, just to let you guys know if you're going to be looking for anything specific. I also, I'd like you guys to also check out the ASUS page. It has some great deals online as well as when it comes to their OLEDs, their 2D LED panels, and even high refresh rate monitors that you certainly have to check out. And they don't have those cheap plastic stands. They even have monitors where they actually have the decent metal stands with it as well. Now, Takuma also did mention that his LG TV is on sale, which is, what is the model number of your TV again? Once again, Takuma? Because I know LG has the C1 all the way to C3. I think they're on to C4 if I'm not mistaken already as it is. But the deals, I gotta start off with GIGABYTE's B650, as that is a awesome deal that I have to share with you guys first. Now, let's also check out the browser so we can actually get into the business, so you can actually physically see it yourself, as I do have everything linked. Once again, if anybody does want to check it out themselves. Now, if anybody is having any trouble or has any questions at all when it comes to PC builds, you are also free to ask any of the questions that you would like to ask. Let me just press this thing real quick. I know I'm all up close and personal, just making sure I get this touch tracking on. Hopefully it's nice and clear there. But yeah, if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask on Discord. You can feel free to ask the chat. As the chat knows, I always usually respond the best I can. If anyone has any questions, especially when it pertains to building, or if you're stuck somewhere, if you need any specific part that you want to find on a discount or for a better price, certainly can make it happen. But one thing I also do stress about a lot is if you do plan on doing a PC build, do not go cheap on a power supply. That is the last item you want to go cheap on. And it's funny because it seems like a part you could really kind of cheap out on because it's a non-essential part from what it seems like, but really it's definitely a more critical part when you're doing a PC build. What's up, Rehad? What's up? I sent the link on Discord chat. Also, I do have to mention this. If anyone wants to send any links, for some reason, the YouTube live stream doesn't really allow to send links. So if you do want to send any links, please go into Discord, and you could feel free to send any links to check it out as well. Or if you want to share something on live, I am also more than willing to share with you guys on that as well. So let's go ahead and get into business. We're going to go ahead and check it out now. So we're going to go into the browser here, as we're going to take a look at some of these Prime Day deals. Now, one of the Prime Day deals, let me see. Let me split that up here as we get it over onto this side, so that way I can properly get all these links all set up here. As this is something to check out for anybody who are GIGABYTE fans. It's a B650 board that I actually have, which is the Elite AX. Now, the reason why I can say they have this one specifically on sale here is because it's not because they're trying to cheap out on the board. In fact, it's one of their better boards. It's because they came out with the new X3D series. They're kind of trying to discontinue the line, so to say. But again, because they're discontinuing the line, it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. This board's only $159.99. It does have PCI Express 5. Because it is a B650, you will not have full PCI Express 5 everywhere on the board. For example, on the M.2, you might not have PCI Express. But if you are using a GPU, it may have PCI Express 5 specifically on this board. Now, we could go into the details to double check it to make sure. This is usually common when it comes to the 650 models. If you take a look at the 650 models, we'll take a look down here. Ooh, let me bring that down some because I got to see the chat. Okay, there you go. That's what I want to see. The chat's important. So we're going to go ahead and take a look over here into the specifications. Thanks. If anybody's curious about the hats, or if you're curious about any of the apparel, it's actually on the YouTube store. You can definitely check it out. I charge practically at my price for any of these items, and they are great items to have. It is also actually even an underarm hat, just has Jonah in the front of it. In fact, Jonah's with us. Let me put the camera on him because I know you guys love to see him. So he's over here. Oh, trying to get the camera out. Hopefully you guys can see him, but he's quite a ways away. Might be a little bit dark because he's in his bed over there. But hopefully you guys can see him. So I'm going to switch over to the camera view for him. Yes, yes. Okay, so let's turn the camera on. For Jonah. Where is his Jonah camera? Oh, it's because we're on the browser. Okay, once we get back off of the browser, we could definitely add him into it. It would be kind of hard to add him to the browser. But anyway, speaking on GIGABYTE, on this specific item when it comes to their B650, it is a really awesome deal. That's like pretty much like half price of what the original MSRP was. Originally, you could buy this when it first released was about $300 for this item. Or no, not even, like $250 because it's the B650. And let's go to the technical specs, which I wish Amazon would do a little bit better on that side when it comes to the details. It should be further down. I know they got it somewhere. That's the reviews. Let's see. Just scrolling up here. It might be around here and about this item. So it says that it has 14 plus 2 plus 1 phases with 17A. And yeah, there's no combinations with PSUs. I do have some really decent PSUs. that are going to be on sale. Specifically, I do want to mention Corsairs because I think that's going to honestly be a great deal for anyone that is looking for a Corsair 1000, especially whoever is doing a white build. They have the 1000E on sale, and that one I will share in just a bit. In fact, there's also another power supply I'd like to mention, which is MSI's. And we actually mentioned this in Discord. If you guys saw it, it was like an early deal originally for the MSI, specifically the 850 watt one, for especially for those who are looking for an ATX 3.1 power supply. So if you are looking for something like that, that's a great deal. So Maxsun, it looks like Maxsun has a great deal on their B650M Wi-Fi 6 ICE, which is a good deal. I've never tried Maxsun personally. How does everybody think of Maxsun when it comes to motherboards? I'm just curious. Now, if we go over here to, I think Corsair, nah. Honestly, I've never had any issues with Corsair, so I can't really talk bad about them or give any negative feedback. So far from Corsair side, I haven't really seen anything negative on the PSU side, not even in the CPU cooler side. The most that I see that is negative from when it comes to Corsair is going to be the software, as it's not the best, it's a bit glitchy, it still needs work, and hopefully Corsair will certainly rework that system. Okay, I'll be prepared for it. So for this board, it actually has a special 6mm heat pipe fully converted MOSFET. So that's talking about, let's look a little bit deeper onto the board here. Fully converted MOSFET. So it's probably up here. Which is this. This is going to be the heatsink. Usually that's a heatsink up here on the top. And here it looks like, I bet that's M.2 for PCI Express 4. I assume that's not going to be PCI Express 5. Because usually if you see PCI Express 5 coolers, they're going to be a lot thicker. I mean, like, they're ridiculously thick. In fact, I could show you one. There's one just, like, laying in my drawer by GIGABYTE. In fact, let me see. Where is that one? I know it's somewhere here in my box. There you are. Nope, that's not it. Well, it's pretty much very tall. It'll probably be like about that thick. So if you do get a PCI Express 5 cooler, you'll know pretty much right off the rip. So you heard about the 750Es exploding. That's crazy. All right, so we're going to go into Discord here, and we're going to check out the links that Takuma sent us. Oh wow. You weren't kidding about the links, Takuma. He sent 4 different links, and this one's his TV. This is the one that he has, and this is currently up for Amazon Prime deals. So this is the LG OLED 48C5 ELB. Ugh, a lot of letters there. That is, and the crazy thing is now I'd say LG is on their 5th generation when it comes to their OLED. It might be like 4th. It might be 4th or 5th generation. But I can certainly say when it comes to LG, they know how to do OLED. They are really one of the best when it comes to colors. I mean, even the one that I currently have is the C1, and the colors are still very beautiful on it. And with a newer model, one such as this one, as the C5, it only gets brighter but better. And one thing is, I know a lot of people are afraid of burn-in and everything, and which we can certainly discuss about in a little bit once we get to more the monitor side, which I am really excited to introduce to everybody out there who wants to look for these great deals, especially if you're trying to get an OLED monitor for gaming or if you're trying to use it for photo editing, because the colors are just really accurate. So sometimes that's the type of monitor that you're looking for. But it looks like this is for a great deal. Unfortunately, it says it's in a different location, not in my country, so I'm not going to get the exact price, but it looks like here that it is 845 euros, from, if I'm not mistaken. The Miso chest of wisdom. So, how does it feel about this Walmart build? About the Walmart build, feel free to send it in Discord. I would love to check out your Walmart build. Send me the link, and then we can take a look at it. So, you should get the RTX 6000 Blackwell. I wish I could. It is massively priced pretty hit, as you know. It would be really nice to have one, but it's just, the funny thing is, they tested this, tested like a GPU just like this up against a RTX 5090. And when they tested it up against the RTX 5090, it ironically didn't do as well as people perceived it, because it's such massive gigabytes. You're talking about 96 gigabytes versus 32 gigabytes on a 5090. And it still didn't exceed those expectations. It didn't blow out the 5090 by water, and they tested it on Monster Hunter's Wilds. Yeah, it's insane. No, it's okay, Takuma. Don't worry. That's okay. It can always switch over to... It's funny, too, because I don't know if you guys know this, but if you happen to purchase, like, say, off of Amazon Europe, or if you purchase off of Amazon France or in another country, or if you're purchasing from the US, Amazon Prime has actually put a stop to that. You can't no longer send products through another country with your Amazon Prime account if you do have a Amazon Prime account. So that's kind of messed up, I feel, especially because you pay all this money for great service, especially. It should be linked together worldwide. I feel like it's useful, especially if you're traveling. Maybe you're at a hotel somewhere. Maybe you're in the hotel, like in the UK or something, and you need to order a product. You can get it delivered. You won't have an issue. You just send it to your hotel room practically. But now Amazon kind of really put a stop to that. So yes, it wasn't really insanely that much quicker. It was only 10% faster. And you're spending so much money for a GPU. $10,000 is insane. But speaking of RTX 5090, this is a deal I want to bring up to everyone. Takuma can speak on it. I know I personally can speak on this card, as it is an awesome card. It's also down in the description box down below for anyone who is looking for this specific. In fact, it looks like it's pretty much sold out. I think it's because I'm in the European site. But they do have GIGABYTE AORUS, the RTX 5090, such as this one. Oh, I apologize, everybody. I happened to hit those buttons. But, so the RTX 5090, specifically this one, is on sale. This one is the Ice edition of the RTX 5090. So if you're looking to do an all-white build, you certainly could. You could get this GIGABYTE AORUS RTX 5090 version, not the 5080. Which I will show you. Let me go into the US site so I can show you guys. 5090. So, that's funny. I put B5090. That's not what we're looking for. B590. Okay. Now let's see if it comes up. 5090. Let me take that off too. There we go. It's only $29.50. It comes with the Arc Raiders, in fact. It's an Ice edition right here. My cousin told me he's got a high-end PC. I asked him for the specs. He told me that 5900 X3D with integrated graphics and 16 gigabytes of DDR5. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. So Yuri has sent in the Walmart build. So we're gonna take a look at it. We'll take a look at this Walmart build to see which one he's talking about here. And this is the Walmart build. Is this the one that you're thinking of getting? Now, it looks like this is called an M-Long Gaming PC Desktop. Now, it has the 8700F, which is a decent processor, not the best. I apologize once again. You know what I do? I keep hitting the numpad. I really got to get something else besides using the numpad because I'm so used to using it. I got to get like a Stream Deck instead to transition to the different browsers. Would make it easier, right? Instead of me always hitting the keys. But This one is the AMD Ryzen 7 8700F. Not a bad processor. It comes with a 5060 Ti 8 gigabytes, 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. Now, does it specify the kind of RAM it is? It says it just has 6,000 megahertz, but doesn't give you like the latency of it, so you're not sure about that. It's 1 terabyte of NVMe, which can be anything. It's only 600 watt PSU. So if you're thinking of a build like this, it's a decent build, but probably not the best build, because you don't know exactly what is packed with the RAM that is in here, first off. And 600 watts isn't really a lot. That's like bare minimum. Like, you're really running it tight, like really tight tolerances, if that's the case when it comes to this, because it's a 1129. So let's see if we could, we're going to look back onto Amazon real quick and see if we could find something for like a gaming PC, a pre-built gaming PC. I know I have some set down in the description box, but I know they could be out of your price range. It looks like you're looking around more to the $1,200, about like $1,100 price range. So we'll try to see something that has a Prime deal. So let's see if we can select it here. Prime Day deals, and let's go and see if we can find one. In fact, even this one's a decent one, but this is a laptop. I bet you could even get a better deal than this one. This one's pretty decent because I actually have this one down in the description box down below as well. I know, I know it's a Cuba, right? I wouldn't trust it. So when it comes to the ASUS ROG Strix G16, it comes with a 165 hertz display, 5060 laptop. It comes with i7 processor, 14650HX. 16 gigabytes of DDR5, 1 terabyte. Now, this is good if you're on the go, but again, you're looking for more of a desktop PC. So we're gonna look for a desktop PC here. This is all brands. Let's see desktops. Okay. Let's go to save on laptops. They really want to try to get rid of all the laptops right now, I can tell you that. Okay. M long. Because it's called or is it I'm long? It depends on how the company calls it, right? Okay, so they got the Dell desktop, we see, but that's going to be practically like a useless one. The ones that I do know, ones that are for sale, let's go to CyberPower because I'm pretty sure theirs is. I know specifically their Extreme VR pre-built is on sale. Yeah, the thing is, this is the one I can recommend. Here goes one, Aaron. Especially if you're looking for a good one. I could send you a link if you want to take a look at this one. This one's a decent one. As a 14700F, GeForce RTX 5060 Ti, 16 gigabytes DDR5, 1 terabyte PCI Express 4. It is Wi-Fi ready, which is kind of weird. What do they mean by Wi-Fi ready? Like when they talk about desktops. And I kind of like the look of the case. Kind of looks like a Greek god for some reason. Like wearing. All right, so let's go down here and see what this offers. What do you say a good upgrade from RTX 3060 with boosted performance without breaking the buck? I would say a more equal upgrade. Go 9070 XT. I'm telling you, just try it. If you check down in the description box down below, check out the Power Color 9060 XT. 9070 XT. The 9070 XT is about, I think, $670 for it USD. So you can get a very awesome upgrade if you go 9070 XT, but if you're really, really going NVIDIA and you're currently on a 3060, 5060, I'll tell you right now, isn't much of an upgrade. I would say you would have to push a little bit more extra cash. And if you really want to push it, go 5070 Ti. Because 16 gigabytes is honestly more of the minimum now. If you purchase anything under that, you're going to regret it for sure. So, actually that's not terrible, but 9070 XT, yes. Because the 9070 XT is like, again, a much better deal. See, this isn't a bad deal for this. So I would recommend something like Cyber Power PC because they actually have a decent like warranty when it comes to their PCs. I think I still should be in Team Green because I use a lot for... Oh, I see. So you need the CUDA cores. So if you need the CUDA cores, I'll actually show you the one I'm talking about right now. So we will still check out Takuma's links because he is a very resourceful guy when it comes to deals. In fact, you know, the funny thing is we were talking about... we were recently talking about the Samsung 9100, which is Samsung's PCI Express 5 NVMe. It's a beautiful NVMe and everything. It's wonderful. It's expensive though, especially if you want to go 8 terabytes. They recently released it like 2 days ago, and it's like $1,000. But their whole line, their whole 9100 line is on sale, but the 8 terabyte version, of course, right? So let's go ahead and we're going to go check out this link and I will share it with you. It's actually, as I run through this real quick, here it is. Power Colors Reaper. I have the link right here and I will share it. Now, if you guys are in Discord, I will also share it into the hardware side. Join the Discord and I can definitely share it with these deals with you. It's actually on an even better sale. It's at $659.99 for this. For this GPU, but if you are looking for a RTX 5070 Ti, let's see what they do have. We will check it out and I will guide you to the direct correction. This would be a much bigger upgrade for you, by the way. So out of all of them, if you're looking for the best deal, because honestly, you could even go, if color matters to you, then I would say get the white one. You could get the RTX Ti Eagle, which is this one right here. You can see this is the one I would highly recommend, that one that's highlighted. Or if you don't really care for color, I don't recommend PNY. Anybody, if you're thinking about PNY, yeah, I wouldn't go PNY when it comes to GPUs. They're like the half company. They're kind of like ASRock, is the best way I can describe them. So I wouldn't go there. GIGABYTE's GeForce RTX 5070 Ti is definitely a great deal to go for. So if you're looking for a deal, which I will share with you guys, I'll send it in Discord. Make sure to join it so you can see it. This one's only $749.99, and it comes with 16 gigabytes. If Newegg has the better deal, I definitely got to check it out. I'm going to highlight it and check out the Newegg deal, and if it is a better deal, I will certainly send you the link to it. Let me see. So I'll share this over. I'm going to send this over to Discord and see. Okay, so this is the link here, guys. Sending it over to Discord. It is going to be right here. So if you're looking for that, the color doesn't really match my setup since it's all black anyway. Okay, so we're gonna double check Newegg, see if it matches. If they got the better deal, we'll definitely go with them. Let's see. We'll look actually the same exact one. See if they can do a price match, because Newegg also has their Fantastic Tech sale. So it's about $750. It's exactly the same price. So if you prefer to get it through Newegg, you can. It's just going to be the same price pretty much. But Amazon does offer it for pretty much the same price at $750. No, it's all good. 96 gigabytes of VRAM. I fixed my GPU. Awesome, Squeeze. How'd it go? How did that whole mission go? So WindForce is a really good one. Usually they're cheaper brand when it comes to Gigabyte, and again, they're a solid brand, so if you go cheaper, Eagle's a good one. If you choose to go ASUS, you can go Tough 5070 Ti is also a good choice, which is up here. This is one I certainly recommend. These are good, but the thing is, you will spend a bit more if it's ASUS. I know some of you like to call it ASUS tax, but they do have a bit of extra features compared to like if you do go with another brand, just to give you a heads up if you choose to get an ASUS one. Now, mine is Gigabyte. Okay, Gigabyte's an awesome brand. it's really silent when you do use their GPUs. Here's actually a decent one, 789. That's the one our buddy Ricky got. Remember Ricky? Ricky has the Shadow. This is the exact one he bought. I think he bought it for pretty much close to the same price. Just a little bit more, I think. How the hell do you have that much VRAM, brother? 96. The only way you could really do it is if you solder other VRAM into your GPU. And yeah, but you also have to be able to flash it and everything for your GPU to recognize it. So I'm not sure my case is allowed the 3-fan one since it's the only available space since it's 305. Oh, okay. So if you're looking for, unfortunately when it comes to the Ti, they're not going to have a 2-fan one. If you're looking for 2 fans, you're going to have to go with like a 5060 Ti. And that's going to be, it's not going to be as efficient as the 5070 Ti. It's not going to be as great as it. So Jonathan Lee says, is the MO27Q28G available in my region? Let's go check it out. So we'll check out the MO. I think it is. Let me double check it. That is a display he's talking about. And no, they only have the Q2. The Q27, they do not. This is also another one I got to share with you guys too. Also check down in the description, which is, speaking of which, this one's a really good one. In fact, I have to share with you guys. It's the Strix 4K. It's a 4K monitor, right? It's only $350 for those who don't really care for OLED. And if you care for high colors and accurate colors, this still will do it because it's an IPS display. IPS displays are great. It's also 160. It has 160 hertz in 4K, and if you go 1080p, it goes up to 320 hertz. It also has a USB-C connection, so it's a direct connection, especially if you have something like an ASUS ROG Ally, or if you have a Steam Deck, or you want to hook it up directly to your monitor. This is also a great choice for anybody that is thinking of a high refresh rate and high quality monitor. This certainly is. They do have a different variation, which I definitely highly recommend, which is, I believe it comes with the ARM. This is the white one, which is another one I'll show you. But this is one of the ones that I highly recommend, as this is like priced pretty much like a tough gaming monitor, which is a good deal. Now, what is kind of pointless? Oh, so what the whole memory? the 1080 Ti has the same motherboard. My 1060, I could have soldered the 1080 Ti GPU and the memory to the 1060 and add 1080 Ti cooler. I might as well get the 5060 Ti, yeah. At that point, you might as well, because the clock speeds aren't going to change. But at least you have decent memory, unless you're very good at modding. If you're good at modding the GPU, then you can certainly do something like that. If you do, let us know. I would love for you to send it in Discord and show us like the pictures of it, because I know you're on there too. Squeeze. So this is one of the monitors that I highly recommend. This one, I'm gonna pull another one here, not this one. We're not gonna recommend Mulong. Or M-Long. I'm long. Okay. The other display I'm really excited to share to you guys about is, let me share this with you. So I have sent some pictures to my GPU to Discord, but I did remember that. See, I remember when you had the GPU apart, but you gotta share the finished product, brother. This is it. Now, for those who are into OLED, this is the one I highly recommend. Oh, wow. I think it's pretty much sold out. No. I was like, huh? Because I realized that I was actually on the wrong Amazon. I'm still on Amazon Europe. In fact, I gotta get back to Takuma's list because we're gonna check out more stuff that he has sent on his Discord account. Now, if anyone's interested in any of these deals, feel free to check it out in the description box down below, as I do have it under there. And it is right here, this one. Now, the good thing about this one that I'm really excited to share about is it's an OLED monitor, 240 hertz. So this is a great entry level for anybody who is wanting to go OLED. It has like a premium stand practically with it. It also has up to 1440. It has a heatsink built into this monitor, so it keeps it cool if you really push it, especially if you're during gaming sessions. It also has the adaptive display practically on there, so it will automatically dim if it knows like you're walking away from it. If you're like going to the bathroom or something, it'll actually dim down and it'll actually save any heat dissipation that happens from that monitor. So that is one of them that I highly recommend. And I know a big question is when it comes to OLEDs is why does it, but I'm afraid of burn-in. Like, doesn't burn-in actually happen with OLED displays? And the answer is yes, it can happen. It does happen. But the fact is it's less likely to happen if there is less heat going through that monitor or display. So as long as if you have a very decent display, not like one of those cheap ones where you have an M-long, say, OLED, okay? You don't want an M-long OLED because more than likely it's going to build up heat really quick, and then the next thing you know, that thing ends up getting burn-in. But if you get a high-quality monitor, such as like this ASUS Strix monitor, which it has a heatsink on there to keep it nice and cool, and as long as if you have it like in your regular SDR settings while you're gaming, then it won't really give any real issues when it comes to burn-in. And the adaptive display is what helps it the most. Plus it does have counter abilities to where it has pixel cleaning, or if it has like pixel remapping practically to where it will make sure that the monitor is clear of burn-in. It's all like preventative maintenance really. But I can say that from what I've seen, their panels have been excellent when it comes to ASUS's. So what's your monitor is you're giving? Let's see. I've sent some pictures. What do you mean? Okay, so we're gonna go into Discord real quick. Tony says not worth it at all. Tony says not worth M-long build, just to let you know, or I'm long. What is the monitor your monitor giving? 120. So Aaron has a 165 hertz monitor. I'm assuming it's an IPS display, or is it OLED? Never mind. Okay, so we'll definitely, send it. Feel free to send it. I'm going to get, okay, so we're going to check out another thing that Takuma has sent out. Takuma has sent a very interesting list. Let's see. We're going into the hardware side, and there we go. So it is this one right here. This one's a good one. I got to share this one. This one, especially for you guys in the European region, will love this. This is actually a very good deal. So now this one's on sale. I know there's a lot of love for this board. And if you don't know what this board is, it's a legendary board. And that is the MSI X870E Tomahawk. They're actually one of the best boards when it comes to MSI. You could actually get it for a very decent deal. It's only 306 euros. So this motherboard does everything you need it to do, from PCI Express 5 graphics to PCI Express NVMe if you need to use it. It also has 5 gigabit connections. It also has up to 40 gigabits of USB speeds, and meaning USB 4 practically. It has Wi-Fi 7, has Bluetooth 5.4. So you're getting all these features for about 306 euros, which is an excellent deal. So far, Aaron has a 1080p 165 hertz display. RTX 5060 Ti should be okay with 16 gigabytes. Okay, so if it's only 1080p, you can certainly get away with it. Just know, if you do plan on upgrading your display, just know that your GPU won't be able to perform as well as you would like it, especially if you are going to be performing certain tasks on it, such as video editing. You get a 4K display and you're editing in 4K, it's not going to run great unless you have a high-end processor. And assuming you use Premiere Pro, that would be the better one for you. You can take advantage of the CUDA cores, and it uses more of the processor end compared to the graphics end. If you use DaVinci Resolve, that's more demanding for the GPU side. And if you're editing in 4K, you're going to want something a bit stronger. Just to give you a heads up when it comes to video editing. But why X870 over a B850? That is a great question, because when it comes to the X870, sure, I will definitely share it, Squeeze. So that's a great question, Bruno. If you're asking the main reason, the main differences is the features that they will give you. X870E allows you for full-on commitment to whatever type of bus speeds that you need. It's much more higher in PCI Express 5 bus speeds compared to a B850. You won't, for example, you might be able to get a X16 PCI Express 5, a B850, right? But when it comes to the bus speed, like when it comes to the NVMe side, you might have even one PCI Express 5 you can use. But everything else is going to be practically PCI Express 4. So if you ever chose to expand into PCI Express 5 NVMe's, you really can't. Otherwise, it's going to break down the PCI Express 5 from the graphics lane. And you don't want that to happen, because then it will turn into X8. So that's why I say B850 does that. Now X870E is a bit better for when it comes to those type of speeds. So if you use, say, an X16 graphical lane that's PCI Express 5, and you use, say, 2 PCI Express 5 NVMe's, then you don't have to worry about the whole lane splitting. Now, it can happen, it certainly could, if you end up using the wrong lane. So you have to also be aware of which lanes you are using. For example, in ASUS and GIGABYTE, I believe in the MSI as well, they're practically the same when it comes to this. But in lane M.2_2 and _3, those lanes, if you occupy those two lanes, then it will end up splitting the X16 when it comes to PCI Express 5. So, but in X870E, you get a bit more of a performance boost when it comes to not just the lanes, but also when it comes to your internet speeds, and you have a bit more when it comes to USB 4 speeds as well. So, okay. So, Aaron, when you think about upgrading the monitor, would you recommend a 5070 Ti when you go to 4K? So, or a RTX 5080 should do when you have a lot of money in an RTX 5090? That's a great question, actually. That's a great question that you asked them, Takuma, because that way it kind of gives them a little bit to kind of spread around. PCI Express 5 seems, actually, I've had issues with, but okay. So if that's certainly good enough for you, and you know what, though, I gotta say it's a controversial topic, and the reason being is it's because everyone wants to use the full speed of X16, correct? Even though you use the full speed of X16, it's going to be a very minimal difference. You're not going to notice it, especially when it comes to the GPU side. In fact, we don't even use it's not really a secret. If it is, or if you hear on other forums or whatever that they say you need the full PCI Express 5 speeds, that's complete BS, because to be honest, when you are using the PCI Express 5 lane, you're not using the full power of it. In fact, most people aren't even using the full power of PCI Express 4 when it is occupying, a GPU is occupying in that lane. We've done tests where I even ran it PCI Express 3 against 4 to see if it really makes a difference. It might make a very small incremental difference if you're doing that, but it's not going to be highly noticeable. Now, the problem is the only way you would really notice it is if you do something that is extremely demanding. Now, if you have a 4 4 monitors that are all 4K at 240 hertz, it's going to take a lot of power. It's obviously going to demand more from the PCI Express lane. So if you do something like that, then of course it's going to give you issues. So yeah, sure, feel free to did you shoot it through on Discord? Let's see. You put it in the meme side. that is kind of hysterical. So, MTGPY 1060. So you can play Roblox at 8K. So 56. Yeah. Who wants to play Roblox in 8K, right? So, electricity bills would go through the atmosphere. Absolutely, it would. If that were to happen, it absolutely would. And going back to displays, as I mentioned, if anybody is thinking OLED and you really care about the colors, I don't know if you guys can see. I'm going to go back into chat mode real quick, just to show you guys. Now, as you see, this is the display, right? Now, I'm going to focus it onto the monitor side, so I'm going to be blurred out for a second. So if I focus it right here to the chat side, it seems like my touch focus doesn't want to operate here. Let's see. Let me press that. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so it's focusing on the monitor, right? That's an OLED monitor where it's focused in. So now if I move it over, notice the blacks. Now, if I bring over the chat box over to this side, you're going to see quite the difference in color, right? Matter of fact, the better way for me to show you is instead I'll pick some crazy picture, some really colorful picture. I'm going to blow it up between both monitors so that way you can really see the difference between OLED and a standard IPS display. Now this display is an excellent display that's also next to it. It's the 34-inch LG IPS display. It's also has up to 180 hertz specifically on this one. So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna go and look for we'll just say 8K photo, even though you're probably not gonna pull up an 8K photo on the internet. All right, it'd be nice if we can. So let's go ahead and we'll pick this gorgeous mountain. So I'm going to expand it, and let's right there. You know what? Let me get a bigger one. That's a bad example there because I can't even blow this one up all the way. We want to blow it up all the way. We want to be able to get a decent one. And the crazy part is, I noticed the internet recently doesn't like you to download wallpapers anymore. Not like they used to. Alright, so what we have here, so I'm going to put it in both displays here. That's right. It's the picture viewer. That's what it is. Okay, so what I'll do is this. I'll get a really colorful picture, just like this one. I'll just expand it. And hopefully you guys can see it. So I'm going to expand it. Oh, of course it bounces back. I'm going to expand it. Just like this. And if you guys see it right there, you can see the difference in colors right here. It looks a bit more washed out when it's on the IPS side. As you see, right? It kind of, you can see like the shadows kind of like flatten. But as soon as you move it over, the shadows kind of stick out like immediately once you put it into the OLED side. And you can see the blue is much more brighter. It will bring like pretty much new life into a game if you ever try OLED versus IPS. But it's a big difference. Even the green is a lot more flat on the IPS display compared to an OLED display. It just like pops back out. Like you can just see the shine just like pop out. But that's like a main difference between the two. But what's up, Gamers Dad? set the same. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Now I actually do have the same wallpaper. So in fact, if we take a look here, this would be actually a good example because I took this photo here and I'll minimize this. I'll move the chat box just like this, just so you guys can see it. So here goes an example. Hopefully it doesn't focus on me. All right, so you can see the two wallpapers here. You can see the shadows are a little bit more flat here compared to how glossy it is compared to the OLED monitor here. Now you probably can't see the full blown out image, but you can see the color difference right then and there. Hopefully you guys can see it. But if not, we can always do a video on it where I can certainly show you guys. Hopefully that certainly helps somebody out there who is thinking between IPS and OLED. And let's go ahead. The IPS looks better on camera. Really? So set this. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into Discord. I know somebody wants to send their list. Oh, okay. So Blue says, also asked what type of light strips I'm using. I'm actually, these are Goovy light strips switches. They're by, they're actually a special edition. I should have linked them, which they're great ones. In fact, I could actually show you them. Let's see. Maybe a dumb question, but how can I have the PS5 run 4K great and 5060 Ti would struggle? Okay. Let me explain something real quick about the 4K question when it comes to PS5. Now, what you're seeing is an illusion. That's technically not 4K. What you're seeing is actually an upscaled version of 1080p. So when you are playing that game that you think that's 4K, it's actually upscaled into 4K. So you're not really enjoying 4K gaming. You're just enjoying an upscaled version of a 1080p game. Also, when you are gaming to whichever game it is, you won't be running at 60 frames per second, even at 1080p. Most of the games that you will end up playing, maybe you'll max out at 60 frames, but you'll never hit, like, say, 120 frames. It will never be as smooth. That's why if you notice it, especially PC gamers will notice it when they're gaming on console, you'll actually realize how choppy it is when you're playing on, like, even a PS5 Pro. It will be a bit choppy compared to, like, playing on a PC. Yes. Right, exactly. Well, the camera is focused on you. Thanks, Takuma. And, in fact, let's take a look. My OBS took a dive here. All right, so I'm going to put that on the side. And actually, let's take a look at another Takuma showing, because he had a wonderful showing. First, he showed us the MSI Tomahawk that was on sale. And let's go back over here to, what's up, Mango? Welcome into the Discord. Did you make sure you send your list? I'm waiting on your list, by the way. And here goes one. Intel i9 processor. That's actually a pretty good deal, which I will show. Not that one. Okay, so it's $374. It's that, I guess it's showing the USD version. No, euros. It has to be euros. So it's 374 euros. And for this, it's a very decent processor. 14900 is what most people can actually deal with. It's great for anybody out there who is into photo editing and video editing. I actually recommend Intel for that side. Only thing is, if you go 14900, is I always stress to everybody, if you choose to go this route, just make sure that you end up upgrading or updating your motherboard, because overvolting is not a joke. You don't want your CPU to fry. And I don't know if you guys heard it or not. Yeah, so PS5 are scamming your eyes. Pretty much. And you'll notice it. Like, if you game on 4K, right? And I'm telling you, like, Takuma will be able to tell you this, because he's that same TV that we showed earlier, that 4K C5 OLED TV that he has. I'm certain that he can tell you the difference between gaming on a PC compared to gaming on, like, a PS5 console. It'll actually make you feel a bit sick, like, because of the way the motion is, because of how choppy it is. It won't be as smooth. I love companies selling us €100 motherboards that took the $10 to make them. Yeah, yeah, they do that. That's unfortunately that is the truth. Intel 13th and 4, yes, and that's what I stress about when it comes to the 13th and 14th gen. And you know what's funny, Fanbam, is the fact that Intel decided that the 13th and the 14th gen are both gens that they can actually end up like pushing up the price. That they said, you know what, these are selling too good. We got to make these priced a bit higher. So right now it seems like it's on sale, which it technically is, because they are actually making their newer generation, their 15th gen, their 265K or their 285K. They're actually dropping the prices on those to where they make people want to buy them. But why would they sell their newer generation for cheaper? Why do they want to do that? And the reason being is because they're having so much trouble selling them because people aren't looking for efficiency, they're looking for more performance. So when they bought these CPUs, people were disappointed to find out that they weren't gaining performance, but it was just better efficiency. So my i7-14700 has served me well for video editing and motion graphics. Glad to hear that. Like I said, Intel's a great processor. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just they have to really focus on what people need the processor for. I felt that Alder Lake was an awesome generation. I really liked the 12th generation. But ever since after the 12th generation, in my personal opinion, I'm sure other people can also speak the same way, that they kind of went into a decline mode from there on. That's why Intel has their new CEO now, and hopefully he takes care of business. And I gotta ask, everybody on the AMD side, how does everybody personally think of AMD and OpenAI working together? Isn't that amazing? They pushed their shares up all the way up to $219. That's insane, right? So I am on AMD, but for people looking out for Intel CPUs, I gave the idea for yes, absolutely. It's always good to have options, Takuma. I'm glad that you are willing to show these options, and that you're, because the worst people that you can honestly have when it comes to the PC world is those who are a bit more biased towards a certain type of processor or a brand, because then you don't really get the truth. You want to get an honest opinion on what is actually valuable out there. What is a decent processor? What's a decent GPU? And again, like throughout testing, and for anyone who is thinking of getting a GPU or thinking of doing a PC build, there is nothing wrong with AMD, especially if you are a gamer. If you actually game on their GPU, it's awesome. It's great for what they can do. Great to value and to performance for what they can do. And still, the top card I would pick for this whole year, even up against the A5090, because of the value. Now, I hate NVIDIA less than Intel. But honestly, what are those names, Intel? I love the... yes, I love the... Yeah, they got some really wild names. I'm just curious if they're going to end up changing it. But from what it seems like, they're still going to continue to line like 265, which they're currently on, and 285. They're going to continue it to like say 375 and 385, I think it is. No, 365 and 385. And unfortunately for that, it really hasn't been confirmed. It says, or people have been saying, that Intel is supposed to make a refresh series practically of their 15th gen. But so far the SKUs and the numbers don't really match up. It seems like that Intel is actually waiting until the next year until they actually produce more processors. So just do not buy from Amazon. Recently bought $3,200 worth of PC parts from them, and half of the stuff was sent to me already open and broken. That is terrible. That is disgusting. Hopefully you got your money back, and hopefully that they didn't give you issues about it, but that's really sad. If anything, like I said, also the alternate option, if you don't like Amazon, which is also down in the description box down below, is check out Newegg's Fantastic Tech, which is practically just like Amazon's Prime Day deals. So again, if anybody is looking for that, who is looking for deals that doesn't like Amazon, then you can also go to Fantastic. But for those who had a good experience with Amazon, you can certainly continue going on Amazon to make your deals. So I spent 3 weeks on the phone arguing with them. What did they say, out of curiosity? What did they say to you when you told them that all the boxes that you had were practically BS, like it was all open? I'm just curious. And going back onto the list, matter of fact, which I want to show you guys. That must be tough. Yeah, that's no joke. That is terrible. And here goes a great one for anyone who is thinking of processors here. What's up, Raybolt? What's up? You need help? They thought I was lying. That's terrible. I don't know why they would think something like that, especially you're the customer. I mean, you probably called them up immediately, right? It's not like, I'm pretty sure you didn't like wait like a day or two to actually contact them and say like, like a week or something. And you probably let them know like immediately as soon as you opened it up. The big box, it was all crammed up, and that's the thing. I think Wasabi, unfortunately he's not here today, but Wasabi also mentioned this case where they actually sent his motherboard in the Amazon paper in the paper package. You know, like how Amazon likes to send those paper envelopes like with the boxes. Well, they sent his motherboard like that, but hopefully I think his was okay for the most part. But that was the worst package he received from Amazon when it came to PC parts. So, yes, I loved the Intel Ultra Pro Super. I'm really curious to see what Intel has up their sleeves, though. So what's a good mic for gaming? So a great mic I have to recommend, especially if you're looking for a headset. Are you looking just for a direct mic, or you're looking for like a headset? Because I can name some for you. Really easy one. I highly recommend everybody, if you're looking for a direct mic, easy to use because it's via USB, is you can easily get like those blue mics. The blue mics are excellent for gaming. You can easily just set it up. Tons of streamers use it, like when they use a mic. That's something I would recommend if you're looking for a direct mic. Now, when it comes to headsets, I say a Steel Series makes beautiful headsets. They're excellent, especially the new one that they produce. It's quite amazing. They actually had a demonstration where they had one of their employees actually go in the helicopter with the headset, and you could hear him nice and clear, even though he was inside of a helicopter. Even though the poor guy was terrified, but it just shows you how excellent that their headsets are. And trying them, they have certainly been great headsets. Now, see my messages. Sure. You sent them all through Discord? Let's see. Where are your messages? Let's see. I don't see your messages, Braybolt. And my GPU was outside with the OG pack. I know which pack you're talking about. I got to see. Oh, yeah, exactly. Steel Series. There you go. Somebody else can vouch for them as well. It's a great headset. It really is. And for anyone who is looking for a processor for Prime Day, AMD's Ryzen 5 7600X is a great choice. And it is exactly this type of processor you would use for gaming. But if anybody's using it for like video editing, or if you're using it for photo editing, that would be a processor then I would not recommend as much, because then you're going to notice that it's going to take up quite a bit of a it's going to not really process as well, unfortunately. But if you are looking for more of a multi-core process, they do have also the 7800X3D that's also for sale. It's both on sale for Amazon Prime and on Fantastic. All the links are right down in the description box down below if you are looking for them. So make sure to check them out, because I know the 7800X3D, that's great for those who especially like to game and do like a streaming type of build. But for those who are strictly like video editors, then you're going to want to look at something more like the 7950X3D. or the 9950X3D, but I don't think the 9950X3D has a big sale from what I remember. Let's take a look. I have to avoid the numpad because if I hit that, that's going to end up transitioning into a slide I don't want it to go to. Let's see. Yep, it's not on sale as I figured. All the 9000 series, they don't really have a great sale. The 7800X3D would be the best one. But I bet the 7950X3D is on sale. And that's very comparable. That's comparable to when it comes to the 9950X3D. But they have very few of them left. It's not really much of a deal from what I see. The better deal would be the 7800X3D. Pause, what slide? I don't want it to transition into the welcome to the stream or thank you for joining, because that's what happens when I hit the numpad. That's what I meant. I don't want it to go over there. So this is the better deal. The 7800X3D is definitely the better deal. This is the one that anybody can certainly enjoy. It's only $338 USD. If you're looking for a processor that can do both like streaming and gaming, this is one I would recommend. And it's, again, cheaper than what you would pay in 9800X3D. Practically the same processor, just 10 to 15% less of an IPC compared to it. But it is still extremely relevant and still a very good processor. Totally not, not Lisa. No, not that slide. No. Not AMD slides. Do you mind to link the headset? Yeah, sure thing. I will link the headset over to you as Steel Siri. And you're on Discord too, right? And I'll send it right over on Discord. That way you can certainly check it out. And I'll actually make sure. Yeah, here we go. Where's it at? Right now. So did you see? No, I did not see your messages. I'm waiting. I'm waiting on Discord. You have to send the messages through Discord, just to let you know, Raybolt. What should I get the? Or did you send me an email? Let me see. Because I can't get to the inbox unless I check here. Nope. I didn't get your emails either. So it has to be, you have to, oh, did you send it, you send me a personal DM? Yeah, just send it through the FanBam server, if anything. Then I can help you out here. Making sure that didn't pop up there. Let's see. Here it is. Now, it's this one. I'm just making sure I get you the perfect one here. Because I gotta share this one with you. Oh, wait. I don't want to get you those ones. Those are too expensive. They're the newest ones, but freaking expensive if you get those ones. Now, this is one I can recommend. I'll recommend two, and I'll let you decide to pick. But the other ones are really expensive. But this one I feel is like the good in between. I'll send it through the PC hardware side. What's up, Ray? Yep. So what should I buy for Unreal Engine 5 game development? i9 14900K with RTX 4070S or 5070 with i7 13th gen. So you're asking whether to wait for a 5070 or whether to go 4070. Then I would say if you had to choose between the two, then I would certainly pick to go with the fit, because if you're using it for game development, you're much better getting the 14900K. Because the 14900K, you're going to use a bit more process. It's best to get a really good GPU with it as well, because the GPU does matter quite a bit when it comes to 3D work. So if you could go, I want to get a 5070. I would get a 5070 Ti at least 16 gigabytes, because that does matter a lot. I'm sad that they stopped making high-end mice. I know, it's a shame. I don't need a headset. But the thing is, this is the one I was recommending here, just to let you guys know. This is like the true and tried headset here, which I will share in the stream browser. Now, it looks like this for anyone that is curious, and you can see the price. Not too bad, and it is only for $264, which isn't bad. Now they do have a newer one. It just came out. It's not on sale, but it is expensive. If you're not getting a 5070 Ti and you really have to go cheap, go 5060 Ti. You're going to need the VRAM space. That's what you really need. This one's incredibly expensive, but these are the ones that I was talking about where they tried it in the helicopter and everything. Freaking crazy. This one is $600. Carbon fiber. Take a look at that. That's insane, right? But that's top of the top. It's really nice, but you had to see it like when it was in action. It's quite the mic. But I would say the other one that I showed you will certainly be sufficient, unless you're like crazy audiophobic or you're into audio. Then you would go into getting a $600 headset. 4070 Ti. That's a good choice, as long as if they have it available. Because the 40 series is becoming less and less available for sure, I gotta say. And also, here's some things that I want to share with you guys too. Now, for those who are looking for a cooler, and speaking of thermal, right? Because I remember Blue was just actually talking about this, and this is the one I want to show you guys. Does drop the HD XX 170? Yes. I have the SteelSeries Rival 3 mouse and the Moto Speed CK61 mechanical keyboard. They are certainly great. They really have to ramp up that competition too. Here's another really good one by Thermalright. And this is for any of you budget builders out there looking for a really strict budget, because this is actually only $34.49. So anybody that is using a processor that practically isn't so demanding, like if you're using a processor that is more of like, say, like a 12600 or like a 13600, 14600, or AMD Ryzen 7600X or something, this cooler would certainly fit your needs for the most part. It's definitely one of the better coolers to try. And it doesn't cost a lot. It's not even, you're not even hitting like $40. $10 OG wired Apple headphones. Nice. We've all been there, especially like when you just started to get into PC gaming and everything. We've all started with cheap headsets at once. I thought I was elite when I had Logitech the Logitech G50 headset. Like, you should have seen this headset. It was a pretty ugly headset, but I thought it was elite with it, playing Counter-Strike. I used the Cooler Master AIO ML360. It's been great. Yeah, audiophile. Yeah, that's what I meant. Audiophile. Yeah. That I slipped that one up. So let me share this with you guys too. This one, if you guys are looking for a AIO, Here we go. AIOWise. Again, you can get it on Newegg too. Again, all the links will take you to either Amazon or Newegg if you click them. Now, this one's also a great deal. 360 millimeter radiator. It's all white. You can get it all white for $107, which is a awesome deal for anybody building all white build. Like, you can really do an all white build, and it really wouldn't cost you that much, because it's just insane that they actually have everything that you could think of for the doing a white build in Prime Day, pretty much. Yeah, thermal rate is actually a great deal. Team Force also makes some decent budget AIOs. You know who else is pretty good too is Deepcool, which is another underrated one. They're also like budget oriented, but they're also not expensive, but they perform really well. That one guy with the $5 headset in Call of Duty. You know what? I gotta show you guys that too. That headset, because it's just funny. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's a Logitech G50 headset. No, it wasn't this. It was more like a office headset. It looked like this. I think it was this one. Can you imagine gaming with this headset right here? It's like something like that. I thought I was elite playing Counter-Strike playing with it. But yeah, that type of headset, I thought I was really good, because I could hear the footsteps, and I thought I was really on point. I just did an all-white build. I only paid extra $90 for everything to be white. That's actually a great deal. Yeah, Deepcool is everywhere on Scrouts GR. Oh, really? That's funny. And another one I gotta share with you guys who are looking for NVMe. Honestly, the 9100 would be the better deal if your PC can do it. It's also going to be backwards compatible anyway. So here you go. Here's a 990 1TB version for only $90. You can get this for $90. The 2TB about $133. So it's not bad at all. But if you spend just like about $70 more, you can get NVMe 5. So if you're willing to spend a little bit more, you can. Or get the 4TB version. If I'm maxing out my RAM cache for a game and still crashing, do I need more RAM? Yes. But how much RAM do you have, I have to ask, Tony? Because it all depends on the RAM. Sometimes certain games have RAM leakage. In fact, I can tell you, Black Ops 6, I've caught it several times. I actually reported it to the developers that they had a serious issue when it came to RAM leakage. It kept using way too much more RAM than it should. So that could be also a development issue as well. So my favorite GPU from now is the Blackwell 6000 Super. Do not get gaming chairs, especially get a comfy office chair. Absolutely right, Citrical Gamer. Because, yes, you got to get... This is like the chair I got. This is like the perfect chair. You can get this. I actually got it for a really good deal. This is the, what is it? The Herman Miller. Herman Miller's classic... I forget what it's called. The Herman Miller something chair. But way better than a gaming chair. The gaming chair ends up like sitting like in the back in the corner of the studio now. So I don't even touch that chair anymore. And anytime I do try to sit in it, man, it feels like sitting on cardboard. Yeah, Call of Duty uses 21 gigabytes of RAM, which makes no sense. I thought about using 990 Pro, but chose the 9100 Pro. It costs a lot more. Nothing wrong with it. A 91, especially for a professional like you, 9100 Pro would certainly make the difference, especially when you're transferring files. It does help a lot in that sense. Now, Samsung has to manufacture their own controller, their NAND flash, good performance and consistency for audio files, Hi-Fi Man Cervantes. Oh, really? I got to check that out, Takuma. There was another one that was, what is that brand? There's another one that was actually really good too. and they weren't too bad. But I feel like I don't know if they stopped manufacturing or not. 128 gigabytes of RAM and call it a day. Wait, are you from Japan? So I got 96 gigabytes of G-Skill Trident's Royal Neo Silver 6000 CL30. That is some awesome RAM. It's funny because in that type of case, isn't it amazing? In the case it comes in, it looks like almost like you're opening up like a jewelry case. That is my but I am Asian. 160 gigabytes hard drives are so tempting. You know, or do you mean terabytes? You know, terabytes are very tempting, right? In fact, you know what's tempting? I'll share with something that was really tempting, even with me, because we all could use space, right? Man, I am envious of Takuma's space. Like how much space he has on his PC. Is this one. Now, Western Digital makes some really great stuff, and they're true and tried. It's only $170 for their external drive. And you can have up to 14 terabytes, which is really nice. And then they also have Seagate. But Seagate, I'm a bit sketched out because I know of cases where Seagate has like mysteriously erased everything inside, which is their 22 terabyte one. I think it's 20 or 22. Yeah, 22. Oh, it's not on sale. I'm surprised. But it's $300 for this. And then you got plenty of storage. Very difficult to find 4 sticks unless you have like 128 gigabyte kits. I have 32 gigabytes of T-Force 3200 DDR4 RAM. The game is 11 years old. Oh, really? Oh, that's funny. I low-key cosplay as an Asian person. Oh, really? Yeah, I just upgraded from a 32 gigabyte of DDR4. Lasted me 2 computers and over 10 years. So yeah, so like my CPU can do 6400s. Best is 6200s. Yes, and that's the thing. Seagate is questionable. Sure, you can get a lot more storage, but again, are you willing to take the risk to get more storage for that? Yeah, I turned on Expo and left my RAM at 6,000. That's like the best thing to do, especially for most people that end up getting like 6,000 megahertz of RAM. So I thought 2 terabytes was too much building my PC now. I wish I had more. Hey, it happens. It happens to the best of us. In fact, most people feel like 2 terabytes is going to be sufficient when it comes to a PC build. But then the good thing is you can always add more. It's not like an Xbox where you got to pay another $300 to add 2 terabytes of storage, which is insane. Or like at least with PS5 you can add more storage, but still, you'll end up using much more than you think. But with PCs, you can really add a ton of storage if you want to. You can add up to, depending on the type of motherboard you use, you can always add more. I have 5 terabytes and I have 2 gigabytes left. The funny thing is on the stream build, this one, I have 4 terabytes of next storage. Excellent NVMe. It's actually well underrated. And this NVMe is actually from Japan. And it actually works very well. It's just as competitive as Samsung's. I have that. I have Samsung's 980 in here, which is running great, 2 terabytes. And another 2 terabytes of, I think it's Intel, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's another Intel drive. But I have 2, 2, and 4 on the stream build. So it's about like 8 terabytes, but I still easily run out of space because of all the backup that I do. So talk about the Apple Store. Yeah, absolutely. Like, who's going to use like 2 terabytes on their phone? Like, there's no way you're going to use it. And then, especially for those, imagine the people who get an iPhone, right? And they pay for iCloud. Like, say they paid for the 100 gigabytes or they pay for the 2 terabytes for Apple's iCloud. And they have a 2 terabyte phone. Now, how does that make sense? Currently in my system, 24 terabytes. See how amazing that is? That is amazing. I agree. ASUS is amazing. Now, I can't say ASUS has been perfect, but they are amazing. To me, they're definitely one of the better ones. I have had lots of issues with this. Okay. I know everyone has quite their experiences with every company. I've heard every company either good or bad for the most part. Now, when we come over to, you know what? Let me bring this one up. This one's going to be interesting, which is a case. This one's a PC case. Actually, you know, the only thing I don't get on Newegg are PC cases. Every time I order a PC case from Newegg, it ends up coming in like super damaged, or it ends up like getting the corners dented. Like, it's crazy. But this one's actually a decent. Oh, it actually went up a little bit in price. That's crazy. But this Mustex case is $80. Originally, it was only $67, but for some reason, I guess they chose to change their pricing today. So they actually went up in price. So we can forget them, actually. Let's go H6. H6 is a better deal. And it's all white. Again, like, they keep having all these all white builds here. What's up, Wasabi? Welcome in. It's funny, we were actually just discussing about all the Amazon mishaps, and I brought up the issue that you had with the when they sent your package. Amazon sent your motherboard through the paper packaging. I am all over the place. Oh wow. Do I need more RAM? Now oh really? I mean, you could all. What's up, Bidaz? I apologize. I missed you over there, Bidza. But download more RAM. And now I can say what again is it you're using it for? If it's Call of Duty, I mean you can get more RAM if you want. On my current motherboard, I have one fan header and one NVMe slot that doesn't work. Can I add a second NVMe? Okay, so which motherboard is it do you have? Which motherboard is it do you have? So that doesn't work. I can't add a second NVMe. The only thing you can do is you can get like those PCI Express cards, and you can install that and then put an NVMe. Welcome for everyone who is joining into Discord. I welcome you guys. Let's see. Oh, Mango just left us. He was here, but then just left. Let me see. Oh, Mango was supposed to send us his build. I trust MSI more than ASUS nowadays. ASUS motherboards are bad, but all their other stuff is good. ASUS. It's funny, like I was saying, like you gotta try their displays. ASUS's displays are really excellent. You would really like them. Men of War Assault Squad 2. So, here is another one. Here's another PC case, not really sale. I want to show that one. Now when it comes to power supplies, this is one I like to show here. Somebody important at MSI said that the 800 platform would support Zen 6 CPU. I guess I found another reason to buy another. Yeah, see, a lot of the thing is they don't tell. I'm surprised they don't tell more people this. But if anybody has the 800 series motherboards, they certainly will be supported on Zen 6. It doesn't require AM6, not yet. AM6 won't be released until like, what is it? 27 maybe? About like 27 AM6 would come out. Best motherboard brands. And you buy me the black Arctic extender. Sure, if I'm rich. So MSI, this is MSI's power supply that they have on sale. Right here. the Arctic extender. So this is MSI's power supply that's on sale. It's $110. We actually talked about this earlier in the week. I know Blue was there, and I know all right, see ya, Blue. Blue was there, and Takuma actually brought it up too, which is the 850GL. But this was actually a great power supply that you can certainly take advantage of. It has the yellow tip connectors, especially for anyone who is using ATX 3.1. Yes, Wasabi is here. So if you're looking to do a PC build, this is a great way to go. Now, for those who don't really care about color, or for those who are doing an all-white build, here is one that I want to share with you guys here. And that's the, this one's the Corsair RM1000E. It's an all-white power supply. It's only $135, and it is the 2025 model, which is even the, so that tells you right there, ATX 3.1, has PCI Express 5.1, so it uses the 112x6 port. I want to buy my setup. I just don't know if it's a good time to buy. It certainly is. I can say right now, the pricing has certainly improved quite a bit. And it might be actually a good idea to pull the trigger soon. Because more than likely, if you wait into the new year anyway, they're going to come out with the new hardware. And less of the items that you do want to purchase are not going to be on sale. Then they'll have their new inventory. Everything will practically go into Zen 6, which I believe will be coming out, but I don't think it'll be coming out early. Maybe it'll come out March. Who knows? We'll see. Because Zen 5 has been out for a little while now, so I could see it coming out in March if they do push it, and then eventually Intel will come out with theirs. So I think it's certainly a good time. NVIDIA's Supers, if anyone is waiting for those, the NVIDIA Supers, don't really expect anything out of that until NVIDIA's at GTC Summit, which is in March, or even in Computex 2026, which is in May. So on February 3rd, 1959, American rock and roll musicians Buddy Rich Mellons, the body, American Airlines did what? So Rush E. Okay, so that would certainly be the best option if you were to go power supply. You can go with something like this, especially if anyone is thinking about RTX 5080, RTX 5090. Now, 5090 is like the bare minimum. You could always push for like a 1200 watt power supply, which they certainly have, which is this one. And the 1200 watt power supply, it's all black, but it's $189.99 USD. I got, no worries, Takuma, I got him out. Let's see. There you go. He's out. It's funny when we get those type of guys in there. But hey, $189 for this power supply. And you can get up to 1200 watts. Now, this will be good for anyone who is thinking of RTX 5090 specifically. Anything like 1000 watts, you can get away with RTX 5080 easy. So, any good recommendations for UPS? Like, are you trying to... if it came to UPS, I would recommend Belkin's. Belkin is solid. Oh, CyberPower is also good too. Well, I can recommend CyberPower. They're also really good. Excuse me. This is one that's certainly good. CyberPower is good. This one, it's not really on sale though. Let's see if we can find one on sale. Here goes one. There goes Belkin. That's an older one. They don't really have too much on here. Let me just type UPS and see what comes up. I got the Lian Li 1200 watt white power supply. It's funny because Takuma was thinking of getting like pretty much the same exact like power supply, but I think his was 1300 watts. APC is good too. That's another one that I was trying to think of. APC is certainly good. That's the one I actually use even as APC. If you were to choose, I would say this one's a decent one. Let's see if we can get you a Prime Day deal. This one's definitely good. This one's only $259. Has up to, this even has a screen, which is pretty dope actually. USB-C. This actually makes me want to get one of these. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right? It's pretty wild, like how it has all this. Like compared to the traditional one, mine looks boring compared to this one. I would actually recommend this one. In fact, this is one I would definitely add to my cart just in case here. That's definitely a good one. Out of curiosity here. But I would say get this one if you were to get one. It is so far above my power it needs that it never turns on. Yeah, most of the time it doesn't really kick on until unless something actually happens. That's the only point of it. Another one I do have to say, I'm glad you brought that up actually, because I remembered somebody asked about this actually a little bit earlier. The AORUS Ice 3D. Oh, really? It's listed? They got it listed? Let me see. Let me check X3D GIGABYTE. It's probably still full price, I bet, because they're trying to get rid of their older boards, which we just showed earlier. They have their B650 on sale right now. Okay, so they got the Ice Edition X3D. This one's the AORUS Pro, AORUS Master 650, and the AORUS Elite is 446. Obviously, none of it's on sale, really. So the only one that they have in black right now is I know they have a black version of this, but I don't think it's up. I was actually looking for that one. Yeah, CyberPower is a good one too. So like CyberPower and APC are good. Balkan has them, but I don't think they have them anymore. They used to. That is why I buy PSU with way more watts. Yes, that's important because that's what you need. And don't forget, there is a new PSU rating if anyone's curious about it. And now this time it really actually stuck to my head because there's going to be 5 different power ratings. You got bronze, you have silver, you have gold, you have platinum, and the top one is titanium. So the new titanium one's like supposed to be like 98% efficient compared to platinum where that's supposed to be like 95% efficient, then so on. Then it goes down from there. So, sent me a screen of the Amazon Italy Discord general chat. Okay, well check it out. The PSU is much quieter and the PSU, it lasts longer whenever the fan never needs to be on. They only listed 2 so far. Okay, so we'll check it out. We'll go into Discord. Onto the general side. And I'm going to switch it up here, guys. There we go. There it is. And we'll blow it up. Check that out. Here it is. For anyone curious. If anyone over in Italy is looking for a GIGABYTE X3D board, it is available now. And that is their selection. Not too bad. That's pretty crazy. It's the first 2. Oh, so they got the 2. It's, you know, the funny thing is, I know you're tempted to get it, right, Wasabi? I know you're tempted to get one. Titanium. Yes. For some reason, it always slipped my mind, the titanium one. Because it's so odd to add that after platinum. Because you always think platinum's the highest, and then titanium's such a weird one to pick. Did they add are they going to add another one, actually? I think from what I remember,
They were supposed to add another one, but I have to look it up just to make sure. They were supposed to add ruby too, I think. It was not just platinum and titanium, but also ruby. But ruby wasn't going to be as good as them. Ruby was actually going to be like a lower tier one. So, but that's pretty dope though. They actually have it. I know you're tempted, Wasabi. You gotta try to keep your card away. Yeah, that's what I thought so too. And okay, so let's go back here. Let's see what other deals we can find. All right, so we'll go back here into take a quick breather away from Amazon real quick. Hopefully you guys have found some decent deals. I'm 100% tempted to get the X3D board. Really, for Gigabyte. It would be nice, but then I would have to get like all white everything. If we were to go that route. But I really would love to take a look at their new master, the AORUS master. The Ice edition looks really nice. And I bet they will eventually come out with like their stealth edition, which I'm also curious about. What's up, Zay? Welcome in. Glad you joined in. Yeah, right now we were just taking a look at all the different Amazon deals that they have. Certainly could do a PC build like for not that expensive of a build. In fact, a lot of the pricing is actually really good today for anyone that is thinking of getting off, especially for anybody who has Xbox Game Pass. So I know you guys are fuming. Whoever is out there who is thinking about it, especially for all the lurkers out there that's like just kind of peeking through the window, getting a certain idea, see how us PC gamers kind of communicate and talk to each other, and see if you're tempted to be part of the crowd. Just do it. I'll tell you right now, just come in and join the PC gamer group. Once you do it, you'll never go back. You don't ever have to worry about paying $30 a month for gaming, which is insane. Server grade is it? Oh, really? So that's server grade. That's supposed to be top. Have you ever Hackintoshed? You know what's funny? I thought about that, but I've actually never done it. I've actually never done it myself. You know what's funny? As soon as I mentioned that, like there are a couple people joining on Discord. So aims at regular Ryzen 7 9700 CPUs, ends up with a X3D motherboard that costs more than. Yeah. I feel for you, Wasabi. It's a bad addiction, right? Like once you get into PC gaming, it is an addiction. Sure. Let's take a look, Satire. I'll definitely willing to show it. Yes, I knew it. That's what I figured. Just do it. Just join us. I'm telling you, you do this PC build, you could spend easily like maybe the most you might spend, like for a decent build, you might spend like $1,200 or $1,300, and then you come out with this beautiful machine where you're able to game online completely for free. There's no cost to play online. There's no extra cost unless you want them. Unless you want the extra cost, meaning like you want extra storage, for example, or if you want something to add more bling to your PC, so to say. But overall, doing a PC build is one of the most joyous moments for any type of gamer out there, and will certainly be the last time anyone's ever looked into a console. I can say that for certain. So cloud gaming is only good on school PCs. Yeah, that's questionable. We're going to check out what Satirical Gamer. We're going to check out the Discord and check out what he has to show us here. Oh man, that is beautiful. That is beautiful, I gotta say. Some of you might be able to, you see the little bit of blur, but I'm about to show it. It is beautiful. Absolutely. Once you get into the whole build stages and you get through it, that's exactly how we all feel, Wasabi. Going right into the Discord chat here. There we go. So that's just Wasabi in pain because of after buying so many parts.
Here it is right there. Take a look at that beauty. That's Satirical Gamer right there. Shout out to Satirical Gamer out there. That is beautiful. I love it. That is sick. It's very rare to really see like a true all-white build like that. That is awesome. That was me responding in Discord. Oh man. Oh, okay. So this is by this Maven. Hopefully I said it correctly. And then this is how we all feel. Like when it comes to like after you buy it, but then it's like one of the best and most joyous moments you can have, especially when it comes to PC gaming. Certainly. Thanks. Months picking out which parts I wanted. Oh, I bet. You did a phenomenal job, I have to say. Satirical Gamer, you did phenomenal. And I applaud your build, really. It's we've seen some sketchy builds as of recent. Some of us guys in here seen some sketchy builds on Discord, but at least they were able to correct it, and now they're getting much better temperatures, as I know some of you guys in here might know and have seen. But certainly is quite a beautiful build and a nice refreshing change to see something fresh for sure. And let me see if I missed anything here into the Discord. And if anybody else wants to show off their build or show off benchmarks or anything, feel free. You can send it in. Right now we're just taking a break from all this Amazon shopping. They have some really awesome deals on Prime Day for anybody who is looking to buy some great deals. If you're in a hurry to get them, just go down to the description box down below. You don't have to go for the specific part if you don't want to. You can always just click the link and just lead you into whatever other part that you're actually looking for. As we mentioned, the Samsung 9100 is a good choice. The first click, if you go into the top of the description box, is all the different deals that ASUS certainly has. They have some great monitors on sale. Their OLED line is awesome and great for anybody who is just getting in or who wants to get into 4K gaming. Is also a great entry point because you can get one of their monitors, as I mentioned earlier, for just about like $350. You can use it for, even if you want to use it for a PS5 or Xbox, I guess. If you want to play upscaled 1080p, I guess. But if you want to play true 4K, just go ahead and do a PC build. So, I have a computer science degree, and I got. No, I mean, you did great. You did awesome, Satirical. Are you buying? And yes, I actually added a couple things to the Amazon deal, and I actually threw that UPS in there, which is pretty nice. The battery protection, and I also threw in. Oh, also AIO was only $150. That's actually a great deal for an AIO because most of them, they can be quite pricey. I'm very tempted to get the X, because I have this pulled up, Wasabi. Now you're tempting me, just me looking at this, and I'll show you what I'm looking at right now, so that way you guys know exactly what I'm looking at from my end. And it's this. I know it's not on sale. It's this thing, right? This is very tempting. It just doesn't need to sit on the desk for enough. Especially if we do like a stealth build, it doesn't make any sense for me to like do something like this. What's up, Squeeze? Welcome back. Like, it wouldn't make any sense to do a stealth build with this. This might be like I had to think of we got to think of a different name. Like if we do a whole different project and it's all white like this and an X3D, we got to think of another name because this wouldn't fit Project Ninja, obviously. Which is still under its way. I'm still dealing with the brands and everything. It seems like everything's back ordered right now, which is kind of a pain. I'm dying to do this build. Yes. X870E is quite pricey. But this is, again, you're paying for the bells and whistles for this. And again, this is a lot of bling. Really. It is. It's a lot of bling for a lot of people. for this. Now, I am going to buy it too, but I don't blame you, Wasabi. I'm on the VC because my mic is muted. Oh, okay. Here's one that's not too bad. X870E Pro Ice AMD. This is actually not bad, but that is not the X3D. I'm more curious about this line because this one's only 446. But the only problem is, like, if we do a stealth build here, this wouldn't kind of fit in because the RGB's here. Now, I don't want to spoil anything about Project Ninja, so we're just kind of forced to sit back and wait for these extra parts to come in, and when they do, we can finally unbox it. We'll definitely unbox it live and everything to see what we have so far. And if you guys didn't know, just today was actually today and yesterday was the Moon Festival, which is like the Mid-Autumn Festival, and a lot of companies are off, so that kind of affected the flow of everything. So now I'm waiting for later into the week to get more answers, and hopefully we get something in soon, which I would love to share with you guys. And YOLO. What's up, Alex? Good to see you. I'm streaming my game right now. Awesome. All right, you're streaming on Discord, is it? And this, I gotta say, very tempted to get this. And also, I'm very curious. This would be mighty nice, but hell of expensive. And we all know is this one. Is the 5090 Ice Master. Is this one. It's on sale for $29.49. So it's under $3,000 finally. So for anybody who is looking for a 5090 that's practically like all iced out, it's only $29.49 compared to its original price where it was like really high. It was like almost like $3,200 about, like, to get this originally. That's my motherboard. Oh, is it really? I gotta say for this is also a really good deal. For the 50, I'm surprised they got the 4090 here too. But for the $29.49, that's actually a good deal for a 5090. I might come back. Oh, okay. That's cool, Alex. You're always welcome back to join us. And here goes some cases actually on sale. This is the one I actually brought up earlier. This is the one that I have to bring out because I think this is personally a great deal for anybody who is thinking of doing a PC build. And that's going to be the GIGABYTE B650. I think this is actually a great deal. If you're just starting to do a build, you don't need PCI Express 5 everywhere. You're good enough with just, say, PCI Express 5, and I think it's going to be just the specifically in the PCI Express main lane, the X16 lane, compared to the PCI Express 4 lanes, the X4 lanes, which is probably going to be PCI Express all 4. But this is a good starter build for anyone who is thinking of doing a build. And the other one I had to bring up, actually, let me go pull out of the whole Amazon, because I just got to say something real quick. And it's funny because we talked about this, and I'm surprised it's starting to come more into the limelight. And I've actually spoken to you guys about this a lot, and I noticed a lot of news outlets have been recently just like pushing out this news, which is, remember the guy I told you about on Reddit about the whole 9800 X3D that he installed the CPU, and he installed it onto a ASRock Taichi motherboard, and it burned out. So he contacted ASRock to get a brand new one, and he got a new CPU practically and put it in, and it burned out again. It seems like a lot more, it's reaching a lot more news now. It's definitely getting out there. Yes. What do I think? A 9060 Pulse GPU is actually a great choice. I think it's an awesome GPU, and I think that would actually really benefit anybody that actually gets it. Just have to get the 16 gigabyte version. If you get the 16 gigabyte version, that would be definitely fitting.
And but isn't that crazy though? That it's just like starting to really grab attention because but some people here's some people's theories here, which is this is more of a how do I say more of a controversy and more of a what's the word I'm looking for? Well, not controversy, but the word it's more like kind of like a smear campaign. They're saying that somebody, it's like one of these companies. Now they're trying to rumor like how do we know that one of these companies aren't trying to smear ASRock's name and saying that it's actually not really a actual customer going through it, that it's somebody just saying that they're damaging their Tai Chi boards. But the funny thing is, of course, the guy that says that and defends ASRock on this side, he's a ASRock motherboard owner, and that kind of makes a pretty good point. Who knows if that's really the case or not? But I just think it's funny though that it's kind of spread out to other news outlets. You can show my stream on this stream. Sure, definitely could. I could definitely share it. 12 gigabytes is good enough for me. I'm 1080p, and I only play GTA Online. Okay. It's only, with the 9060s, they only go up to 8 gigabytes and 16 gigabytes. 12 gigabytes would be something more like the 5070. Bro, I have a desktop. I have an AMD Ryzen 5 5500 B450M Pro Max 2, 8 gigabyte, 2 DDR4 RAM, 700 watts PSU at 70 plus. Currently, I'm at GT 734 gigabytes for graphics. Can you please suggest me a graphics card for 1080p Ultra Gaming? Okay, so if you're trying to upgrade your GPU and you're trying to get better graphics, just easily go for, and you're just doing it for 1080, and you're just at 1080p. If you're on a 5500, get something like a, I would say like a 7800 XT would be pretty much good enough. I think that would be sufficient enough for you, especially if you're just gaming at 1080p. If you're trying to go with like a 40 series card, go like with a 40, I'd say like a 40, not 60, but like 4070. Because when it came to the 40 series, that's when the series kind of started taking a step back, like when it came to graphics cards. And meaning like the 47 technically isn't like a 4070, it's more like a 4060. So that's why I would recommend like a 4070. So hopefully that helps you. Yes, the ASRock feed. It's pretty funny. I'll share it. I'll actually share it with you guys too. And it looks like this. Actually, it's on video cards now. Let me see. Let me see where it is. Here it goes. It's on video cards now, so you can go and check that out. And here it is, brought up again. Not again, Redditor claims ASRock motherboard took out 2 N9800X3Ds, and they wrote dead. You like that? How they wrote dead on the processor? And they're saying, and the funny thing is, and this was the actual story where I was telling you about that whole situation. If you guys are interested in it, I can always send it into Discord. Oh, Simply Takuma is let's I know the feeling. So the funny thing is, this is his whole story right here. I made back in June, 2.5 months later, died. Same exact way the first one did. Pretty crazy, right? So, 9060 XT is 16 gigabytes or 5070 12. It depends on your usage, Alex. Like, what will you be using it for? More than likely, I feel like it's better to get the 9060 XT 16 gigabytes. Noctua and HD 15 cooling for a Ryzen 7 7800 X 3D and then RX 90. Yes, good combination, Larson. Definitely a good one. I'd say if you do something like that, that will certainly work. Because Noctua, I gotta say, is phenomenal when it comes to cooling. And the best part is they're really silent. And for a 7800 X3D, it will certainly be sufficient enough. You don't require an AIO, not really necessary when it comes to it, especially if you're just using it for gaming. So a Noctua can certainly do it. And even if you are doing something other than gaming, a Noctua will certainly cover your CPU for that. So, interesting. So Saturday after your stream, I tested Crysis 1 Remastered on my current RX 7700 XT. And it was pretty good. Games was running about 440 FPS and no signs of stutters with high quality graphics. Awesome. I'm happy to hear that. But isn't it amazing though? You have to say it's quite amazing how well the card runs. Interesting, I looked at my new Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus phone and the packaging said yeah, believe it or not, a lot of Samsung devices are actually not made like regardless of what a lot of people think is made in China, but it's actually a lot of their phones are made from like Vietnam or in Korea, but versus where in Apple devices they were still kind of weaning off of pretty much off of China into making their devices into India. Yeah, Noctua. Noctua is great. It's funny because part of Project Ninja, I was actually researching and figuring out which fans would be best, especially because we want it all blacked out. We don't want to try to get the brown color for this Project Ninja, because if we go brown color, it's just not going to really match Stealth Case. No, it's pronounced Noctua. So what do you do? Noctua. That would be a great campaign for them, right? But the only thing is, she might end up coming out and like suing because you know, she more than likely needs some money to pay back all these people. Unfortunately. So, and right there. Let's go back into Amazon. In fact, let's go over some of the great deals that I have mentioned. Because let's see, go back into the stream browser here. And let's see. So, anyone trying to build a PC? Oh, here's actually another one that's actually really good. And for anyone who wants to get like a, say like a B650E or something, or you can actually get this one. I'll go into this. This one's actually all white, and it's only $150. It's the ASUS Max Gaming Wi-Fi. And you actually will, this is just a basic B650. So it's not going to be the full M.2 PCI Express 5. Instead, it's just going to be more of a basic motherboard, but at least it's all white for anyone who is thinking of an all white build. This certainly can be done with something like this. And then, again, it's under $149.99, which really isn't bad. It's actually a really decent deal for a motherboard like this. And not yeah, I think so too. It would be a great. Can you imagine like they change what? Can you imagine they changed the L like into something like they changed like the logo, like they made it like a bit more modern and just had like Noctua. It gives some spacesuit vibes, this motherboard. Absolutely. It does. It doesn't look bad at all. Especially for the pricing. And here goes, okay, we mentioned the 5090. For anyone who is looking for a much more affordable GPU, here is another one here. Don't give them. You know, it'd be funny if, can you imagine if they like came out and just say, hey, guys, we want to represent the new brand. Noctua. ASUS SFF Ready Prime GeForce RTX 5060 Ti is another good deal. It's $530. Again, I don't really recommend the whole 5060 Ti line. If you were to go more to the Ti side and you need 16 gigabytes, I would recommend either going 9070 XT or even up to a 5070 Ti if you want to go NVIDIA. So those would be the two if you go to the 16 gigabyte route. But for some reason, if you're on a much tighter budget, you can go into something like a 5060 Ti and that would certainly do. And it's only $530, which is a great deal for anyone thinking of doing a PC build. And it's funny too. Speaking of ideas, I gotta bring this up though, which we always kind of memed about, which is this. And I shared it, I think, on Discord earlier, matter of fact. And Wasabi saw this too. I know that the guys saw it already. Let's see. PC hardware. I think some of you guys know where this is headed. Opinion on Razer. They're not bad products. They're great products to start with. They're not half bad, especially when it comes to their headsets. Their keyboards are actually pretty decent. They actually last really long. But I'm just not too much of a fan of Razer Synops. I feel like it's decent. It's not great, but the hardware is not too bad. I'd say it's like great to start off with some of their stuff. Some of their devices I would recommend is like if you were to look at their headsets, is like the Black Shark version 2s are good. The Black Widow version 4 is good. Also, their mice is also decent. What's that mice called again? Not the Naga, but it's another mice that I recommend from them. It's pretty decent. The Balisk. That's what I'm thinking of. Let's see. It is under PC hardware. I gotta bring this up. Guys. It's a bit sad they don't keep 12 gigabytes VRAM on the 60 series after the 3060. Okay, you ready? You ready for this crazy unveil? Which, it's funny, I haven't talked to anybody about this. Right here, Discord. There it is. There it is. A beautiful, if anybody is interested, it is, it is the Pro Art PA401 Wood Edition. Not kidding. Beige case. Wood lovers rejoice. We should have available on Newegg later this year. It's a TG panel, ATX case. It's 315 millimeters in length, 240 millimeter radiator supported, 160 x 32 millimeter fans, left side panel lock, power reset button, detachable, PSU bracket. Now all you need to do now is kind of have that cigar and whiskey that everyone has hoped for. So, let me go back into, actually, oh, where did he go? One of the guys was into the gaming side. I was just about to show him, but he's off of it now. But yeah, you guys are more than welcome to go into the gaming side. Looks like a faded case that was once black. That was once black and got left for how long? Left in the sun. It's a maybe they left it that way. Like maybe they want you to here goes. Okay, I got a great idea, guys. And speaking of that, that's a great point you bring up, Wasabi, because they do have a gamers edition of which I will show you. Right here, which is called here you go. This is for all gamers. This is the gamer edition, brought to you by Chris Loves Julia. Where is it at? I gotta show you guys. Right here. By Chris and Julia, it's called. I don't know how you guys will take this one. There you go. So I'm glad you brought that up, Wasabi, because now if you're not feeling the color, they do have a couple ones that you can get some wood finish, and it's called pine, birch, poplar, white oak. I know some of you guys are probably just coming in like, I thought this was a PC hardware channel. I thought this was about PC and tech. It is. In fact, we're just going over about a PC case that's made out of wood. Yes, I do, Kurt. That's a very good question. How'd you know, Wasabi? I I do have Italian heritage too. I just cleared 23 gigabytes of RAM. Where was it, Tony? Like, where was all that RAM cache? I gotta say. So that's why it crashed. Yeah. Was it Call of Duty? I bet. If it still is, that's just ridiculous. Because I've complained to them about this. So which kind of color would you pick out this wood finish Gamers Edition, right? You got pine, birch, poplar, white oak, or red oak. You can choose the color. And right before, remember to do this before you install the motherboard. Make sure to stain it before you actually install the motherboard. You don't want to end up you don't want to end up staining PC hardware, because then that's no good. The motherboard, I mean, not the motherboard, but the PC case itself will be okay. Red oak. There you go. What's up? Definitely red oak. Yeah, I kind of figured that too. Red oak. That would be the better way to go, right? Like, if you were to go. So I hear a lot of red oak out there. So far, red oak on that side. And that will be the legendary. Now we just gotta. Now all we need is the nice little glass of whiskey and cigar to kind of chill back and. I know, right? Yeah, this is so. Just to make sure that you guys are entering into the right channel. This is not completely a wood channel, but we do like to talk about the wood edition PC case plus the wood edition motherboard, soon featuring wooden fans and just about wooden everything. Other choices besides red oak look like cheap options. I would love to see an all wood. That's been like a highly requested thing, is a all wood build, and somebody he's actually in here now, yeah, which was Tony, which he would love to see Project Wood go through. Because you have to pick the right type of wood. You can't just pick any type of wood. It has to be very decent wood. It has to be, what is it? Oak. It has to be like some sort of oak, or it has to be some sort of like, can't be a birch tree, you know? Rule number 1 of the chat: we don't talk about wood. Okay. Nobody wants to hear about any more wood. Sweet setup. Oh, thanks, Serge. Appreciate it. What about white oak? All right, enough about. I think we've seen enough of Project Wood for enough for one day. No, it's all good. It's all good, Ken Sutanza, because it's almost like it's just like a running meme we got going on here, man. You don't let Takuma and Wasabi talk you into checking out the Project Wood keyboard and mouse. Can you imagine somebody like just takes you to their like setup and they're like, check it out, like I finally built my PC, and you walk in and it's really like an all wood build. So let me bring this up, which is going to be, actually let me open up the Gmail. When you reach 10, are you going to, I should, you know what, I'm gonna go into do something big once we hit the 10K marker. We will do something big for certain, and we'll make it a big deal. We'll probably, especially when we hit 10K or something, we'll do like a kind of like all day type of stream or something. Because and we'll probably do some sort of giveaway. We'll figure that out too. Definitely want to do something like that, because once we're getting close there, but once we hit that marker, once we hit 10K, we'll certainly do something. But love to hear some. Once high-tech channel becomes a wood carpentry channel. Can you imagine all the B-roll and everything when it comes to like checking out the PC case? Like it would just be like all wood. So,
Let me go into here real quick, guys, because I love to share with you. Oh, also, it's funny because like this whole time I've been talking about the stream, and I haven't mentioned it. Where is it? I haven't mentioned it, but there is also a membership side to the channel, and it's anybody is welcome to join. You don't have to join the membership side, and you will be part of this whole the whole extra side of like members only section of the fan bam. But also, as you know, there's a lot you can do in the channel. You don't have to just join the members only. Feel free to join Discord as well. Again, Discord is completely free to join. Feel free to talk to everybody and say your thoughts, share your builds, share your PC, share your hardware. Or if you just want to air out how you feel about being on console, we get it. We were all once console players at one time, and you want to go PC, feel free to say what you want. And you can even ask for advice, and we are certainly willing to help. And there's a ton of knowledgeable people in the in Discord and in chat. For 10K, we should hang out and play some multiplayer. Okay. So let's see. Right here, it is. Because there's some stuff I'm got to show you guys too. Some really good stuff. And again, like if anybody's looking for displays, it's a few displays I got to share mostly. For anyone who's thinking of going for a really decent display, this is the one I want to show you guys. Now, this is like pretty much like the same exact display. Oh, you're in Black Ops 7. How are you liking it there, D? How are you? I'm hearing very mixed things about Black Ops 7. I've seen people already doing things like they've already done no clipping in Black Ops. And if you're unfamiliar with what no clipping is, there's already people like practically going into the wall into the game. Like if you're shooting at them, they'll go into the wall so you can't kill them. Horror game stream for 10K. Okay. It's better. It's better than, absolutely. If you join the membership, way better than Xbox Game Pass, and it won't cost you nearly $30 a month. In fact, we won't even go it because Xbox's direction, they might even want to change it up to the new rumored Xbox 720 that was always supposed to be released after the 360. Which is, again, they're $360 a year to 720. Can you imagine? $60 a month? That'd be freaking insane. I like zombies, Chris. That's about it. Oh, really? What's up? Welcome back, Alex. Welcome, a Kalis fan. And this is the one I actually wanted to show you guys. I think this is an awesome deal. And it's this one, which I'm really excited for anyone who is looking for a monitor, because it actually comes with a very decent monitor arm, and it comes with the monitor itself. Let me see right here. Let me switch it over to the browser. And it's this one here. It actually comes with the monitor arm and the actual display, which I think is a very decent deal, which is the ASUS ROG Swift 27. It's an OLED monitor. It's also has up to 1440p, 240 hertz, way less than a millisecond. You got 0.03 milliseconds when it comes to this, and even a 3-year warranty. This also has the heatsink that's built with it. Now, this is the same exact monitor, practically, what I showed earlier to you guys, but this one actually comes with the monitor arm, where you're spending, you spend a little bit more to have this extra accessory, practically, this high-end accessory for a good deal. So this is one I personally like, and think a lot of guys would enjoy it, especially for those who are looking to game at 240 hertz or just wants to get really accurate colors when it comes to video editing and photo editing. So $60 a member. Aju says, MSI Thin 15B 13UC laptop, 13th gen RTX 3050, 1 terabyte. No, I'll tell you right now. Aju, where did you find that thing? That just sounds terrible. That is That is not any good. So I like that. What Wasabi says, $60 for Chris Bezos channel membership. I went to London's biggest cybersecurity expo last. How'd you like it, Alex? I have the first gen Samsung G9 49-inch. Should I buy a 5090 with a 9950 XDR best monitor for this? Now, it depends what you're looking for, Evo. If you're looking for a very decent monitor, and you're looking, I'm assuming you're using the same monitor, the Samsung Odyssey, the G9 at 49 inches. If you use that same monitor, it will work excellent with that type of build, with a 5090 especially. And with that build, I believe you have like a 240 hertz with that monitor as well. Now, you shouldn't have any issues hitting it if that's what you're worried about it. If you're worried about hitting the refresh rate, but if you're looking for a improved monitor, like a more up-to-date monitor and going OLED, so you could certainly go to a monitor like this and you won't have any issues at all. I would certainly recommend you like a 4K OLED monitor even, which I brought up earlier, which you could get 2 displays for a great deal. You could pick up, it's like $584, I think it was. You could pick up 2 of those monitors, which are about, I think they're 32 inches or 27 inches. And let me show you, actually. So I can, right here, it's the XG27UCG. No, not the UCG. It is this one right here. Working on grabbing on it. Oh, that's 1440. Where is it at? I'm making sure I grab the 4K one here. That's a Pro Art Series. It's this one right here. Apologize for that. Wait, I think it's this one here. Yes. No, it's this one. It's 4K. This one's 4K. It's all white, this one, which is the decent one, 4K, USB-C, but this one's more IPS display. The OLED display, I think they don't really have, let me see, I think it's this one. All 1440, 1440, 1440. Yeah, currently they don't have it. Let me see. That one I have to look into, actually. Because I know they have another one. It's a glossy OLED. It is, let me pull it up. It's the 4K OLED. It is this one, but it's not on sale. If you really want to push it. This one's a decent one. The UCDP, this one's kind of like semi-glossy. Has the metal base. This one's 1100 if you're looking for something like that for a 5090 build. It is like I gotta say, like their monitors are on point. Like if you use them, they are lovely. I want to get OLED, but I don't know which one to get. I do like bigger screens. Can you help? Yeah, sure. And this is the one I would highly recommend. Make sure to join the Discord channel too, and I can send you the direct link that way, or you can go down to the description box, just click the first link where you see the where I talk about that first direct link practically, and I'll take you to the store. And but check this one out. I think you would really love it. It will give you a whole complete different experience in gaming, I gotta say, if you go ahead and check this out. It has built-in USB-C, which is nice. Which even offers power delivery, so you could charge your phone, especially if you have like a Samsung device or any type of Android phone, or even if you have a newer Apple phone, you can charge it that way too. You can also directly connect your controllers and everything to it. As I think 2 or 3 USB ports. Has 2 DisplayPorts and 2 HDMI ports on it too as well. And it has a custom heatsink. The display widget center is really nice because that's actually a piece of software instead of just going into the monitor to adjust the display. So, 800, yeah, I look back for the 48-inch. Yeah, like if you could, you know what it is? It's all about the refresh rates. I want so that arm looks awesome. Sadly, my table glass is too thick. Oh, yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's best just to get like I even thought about this too. Like sometimes it's good just like to get the wall mount for the monitors instead and just like bring it out because sometimes because you know how some of us will have the desk like almost like sitting up against the wall practically, and then for you to actually adjust the monitors, if you want to adjust it like say back more, the arm will hit the wall, which is the annoying part. So it'd be nice to get like an adjustable arm like off the wall to actually use the monitors with. So the picture of Lisa Sue and Sam Altman looked like a reunion of old teacher with her. It does, right? It's funny because you saw how like how gushy and everything it was too, like on X, aka Twitter. 1K, I can't have that mod. It's almost the same price as a whole setup. Yeah, it's because you're paying for 4K and OLED and a high refresh rate monitor. It's like literally like one of the best of the best. And that was something I would highly recommend if you can get it. If you're trying to get like the best of the best. But obviously there's better and not better, but I would say there is more entry level options too, where the monitors are just as amazing, but you just won't get one or the other. You could get OLED, but you won't get 4K, or you could get 4K, but you won't get OLED, or you won't get the high refresh rates, but you can get OLED. So it's like you have to have like a sacrifice or something if you go something lower, but it all depends on what your priorities are. Some people want them all the features all included, but then you got to pay for it, where you pay for a little less and then you get a little less features. So 175 hertz IPS 1080p, like bad for a 90 US? Not really. That's actually a really good deal. Samsung was like, okay, let's make. You know what's funny? Samsung, it's like they went crazy because all their monitors are like extremely large. It's like 49 inches, like the standard. They do have like the standard monitors, but no one ever talks about them. It's always the Odysseys, like the G9s, the Samsung Arc. Remember that? And some of you probably still see that in display. It says, I want to have the best of the best, but I hear you. I do hear. I honestly hear you guys. It's definitely painful, but it's always worth it. Like once you have the extra money and you can spend a little bit more and be able to get it, it will feel really nice. That's the core problem with everything in life. Yes, money is. Yeah, my wallet is also on the brink now. It's especially painful going through Prime Day and you see like some great deals. Now, again, this one's not a Prime deal, so it's not going to be as great of a price. Look at this one. This one's a 55-inch 4K smart TV. But like you could get something like this, just as big. It's OLED and everything, but the refresh rates won't be as high. It's only 144 hertz compared to something where you can get up to 240 hertz if that's what you're looking for. And then when you look at for something like this, I feel this is a great even deal for most people out there because not this one specifically, but this one I feel is a really good deal because it's only $349 for this one. It's 4K and you can even have up to 320 hertz refresh rate, but if you're gaming in 1080p. If you game in 4K, you get up to 160 hertz, which is also decent. And you can also, but it's just not OLED. That's the only issue with it. But you can have up to they have a really awesome warranty for it. And they even actually even have like practically like a white or black dot warranty just in case if you do run into that with the panel. So they are awesome for that as well. So what's a much worth it monitor hertz jump over 60 hertz to 144 hertz or 60 to 1? I'll tell you what you mean or what you mean. I would say like if you jump from 60 hertz all the way to 240 hertz, it is a massive jump. I mean, everything will seem very fast and fluid. Like the way the movement is,
you're going to notice it like immediately, especially if someone's hopping off of like say a console and they hop on a PC where it's capable of pushing up to a 240 hertz. You will notice it immediately. But it would be nice to jump to 240 hertz if you can. But if you can't, you can always jump to 144 hertz. But I feel 240 hertz is starting to become a bit more standard, especially when it comes to monitor displays. So what's up, Egyptian Savage? Great to see you. That variable refresh rate feels awesome for competitive FPS. Absolutely. For $350, it's really hard to beat. Yes. Yeah, 144 hertz is like, it's a big deal, especially if you're coming from 60 hertz. It really is a big deal because you're still going almost like double and a half of what you're used to. And because of that, you will notice an immediate difference. So if anybody out there is interested in checking out this monitor, feel free to click in the description box down below where I have it. And you can enter it and check it out that way. Or check in Discord where I can send it to you if you want to personally check it out. The Discord channel is also down in the description box down below. Yes, sure. What would you want to talk about, Alex? So I took a 15-minute break from studying. My history teacher gave us 13 pages of homework. I'm on page 8 after 5. So I said, use that 15 minutes. Thank you for coming in, Egyptian. Glad you came in. I know you can take a little mental break, especially when studying. It can get quite exhausting. I tried 144 hertz from a friend's PC, and it was insanely smooth and immaculate. So, absolutely. So can you just imagine, like if you're hopping from, say, 60 to 240, it would feel, you felt that was fluid, that 240 is going to feel very, it won't feel fluid, but it would feel like very fast. Like the motion would seem so smooth that it seems fast. Simply Takuma says, I have 1080p at 165 hertz on a Samsung Odyssey G3. And it makes a difference, especially if you're gaming on a first-person shooter, just say. And I know everybody out there, I hope everybody out there got Battlefield 6. Hopefully you guys are super excited for it. If you are, make sure to join in on Discord. Well, we're going to eventually do like a whole Battlefield 6 gathering on there practically because everyone is hyped up about it. So many people are hyped up about it. You're barely hearing people talk about Black Ops 7 like that. So, Alex says, my dream bicycle is the Aragon 18TT Triathlon bike. It's expensive. Oh, I believe it. I know bikes can be quite expensive. Yes. That is awesome. So, does playing 1080p on 2K monitors make game feel low res? Now, if you're playing 1080p on a 2K monitor, it's not going to really feel low res. In fact, what would happen? It's actually a great question because if you're gaming, like you choose a game, now it depends if you're gaming on a console because that's a little bit different. But if you're gaming on a PC, the PC games will obviously change the resolution into 2K. So it will actually fit that resolution. So it'll be at 2560 by 1440 instead of the 1080p. So you'll actually get the full resolution and you'll get the full pixel density versus something where it is at like 1080p where then it's upscaled to 2.5K. So if you're using a console and you play it onto a 2K screen, then they upscale it. Meaning when they upscale it, the pixels are instead of the pixels actually like fitting into place like where they should in the correct resolution, what happens is they kind of like, it's almost like it's funny because I'm surprised they didn't use it already. That would be like almost like kind of like AI because it kind of guesses where it needs to fill those pixels with those colors. So it's not accurate and it's more of a blown up image into a full display, you know. So it would say like if the reds would match and then the greens would match and then it would just kind of match around those pixels. It's for it to look like it's 2.5K when it technically really isn't. So, does playing 1080p on a 2K monitor make the games feel low res? Just answered that. From 60 hertz to 120 hertz was a huge jump for me. With 144 hertz, it feels smoother. So Wasabi has a 165 hertz G3 monitor, and I have the TV. Playing on the TV is quite an awesome thing to do, especially when you can experience your game in the full 4K OLED colors. It's just amazing how alive your game feels. So the water is cut for the whole governance. Let me go back here. So the whole water is cut out for the whole govern rate because the main water tube exploded. So we got 0 water for 2 days. And they said that there will be water for 10 minutes before it cuts. Saves as much water as you can. Really? That's what they said. That's quite insane. Like, what are you that's like Survivor right there. Like, you need to I would be there like with water bottles and just like save as many water bottles and kind of like hide them. So I'm not sure if my RTX 3060 could handle high settings on 2K monitor though. It just depends on the type of game that you're playing. If you're playing something like a more like battle royale game, such as Fortnite, I should be able to, like Minecraft, like games that aren't as heavy. It shouldn't have any issues doing it. It's more so you play games that are more demanding. It's the demanding games such as Borderlands 4, or you're playing a game such as Metal Gear, Metal Gear 3. What's it called? Snake Eater. If you play Snake Eater, it'll be pretty demanding. The remake version. It all depends on the type of titles you play, because some of those games will be a bit more demanding than others. So if my dad filled a yeah, that's quite crazy. I can't imagine it. Like, let me tell you, like today, like I was out and I thought I left my water bottle at the gym. I'm like, oh man, I can't drink any water now. No, and if you guys don't know already, I'm located in Florida. So in Florida, it doesn't really get cold here. It's just practically hot all year round. So I'm out like most of the day. I'm out. I'm like, man, I gotta get like some work done. So that's why I wanted to do the stream and everything, because I needed to get it done anyway. And I also wanted to produce a video for you guys about the Amazon Prime Day. And so I'm out there. I'm just like thirsty for everything, because I don't think I have a water bottle with me the whole time, because I thought I left it at the gym. So I'm like driving all over different places, and as soon as I get close to home, back in my car, and then I realized that I had the water bottle on me the whole time, and that it just had, it barely had any water in it, and I can't believe I just went throughout a whole day without drinking any water. It was just terrible experience today. So you should search. It's the nicest bike I've ever seen. It's like 99% carbon fiber. There's quite a few of those bikes out there, I know, that are like that. So playing on 2K with DLSS won't look good as then. Because of the upscaling, it won't be true to absolutely. It won't really be. Again, if you're playing on your PC, it will look decent, but it just won't. DLAA would technically be better. DLSS would kind of be like the whole scaling side of it. So you can certainly do that, but it just won't look as good. But you would certainly get better frame rates out of it. So, bro, it's Egypt, winter and 35 degrees. It's cold for us. For us, it's normally, dang, that is, I know. You know what's funny? It's like, I think at times where I'm like, man, it can get pretty hot here in Florida. But then, like, when you really go to some other places, like even when I go back to Taiwan and everything too, it's much more hotter and humid in other places than it can be in Florida. And then when you get back from those kind of places, just like what Egypt is saying, when you come back, you're like, man, it's actually a lot cooler here than you realize.
But it's okay, but you can adjust the sharpness. True. Agron 18TT Triathlon is the model. Interesting. 50, yes, it's 122.
Absolutely. It's funny because I travel. I do understand both Celsius and Fahrenheit, and that's from tracking temperatures and like from everywhere else in the world. Obviously, does Celsius. So just tracking it that way is, I can understand both of those terms from Celsius and Fahrenheit. Same thing when it comes to, there's something else too. Besides temperature, there's also even the time zones too. Like a lot of places will end up using the full hours. Like for example, right now it is 4:35, right? We'd say 4:35 p.m. But most places will say like we'll have like say 16:35 for 4 p.m. In the U.S. because they only use those two sides, this the 12-hour clock versus the 24-hour clock, which is another thing that they do here in the U.S.
So it's 12K GDP. I'm not sure what it is in USD.
Oh, I bet it's quite expensive. Anything that's carbon fiber always costs a ton.
So A-Banger says, I bought my Alienware AW2720 5DF27 Zoil QHD. It's okay, but I can't reach a 360 frames in Warzone with my RTX. Oh, really? So even with your RTX 5080, you can't push it. What's the furthest you get, A-Banger? What is the most you get when it comes to your frames? And Aswan, Egypt, a city in Egypt, it reaches the hottest temp in the world. And it's 20. Oh, wow.
That is insane. You have to be cooking at that temperature.
I can't even imagine how that would feel. That's insanely hot. That is crazy.
I gotta ask you, Egyptian, have you ever experienced like the winter? Like, have you experienced like real winter, like the cold, like something that is like say like I'll just use like a mild one, which would be something like maybe like 5 degrees. It's mild. Like, have you ever experienced that type of winter?
But that's insanely cold. All right, so let's get back into taking a look at this, at some of this stuff here. But yeah, this one's a decent design for anyone who is just starting and wants to get 4K gaming. You can certainly get this for 350 USD. All right, Wasabi, have a great one. Well, thank you for joining in. Yes, I'll see you on Saturday. Yes, Saturday is another stream day. If anybody's just joining in or just curious, my stream days, I typically stream on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So I know today's Tuesday, and today's a special edition because of the whole Prime deals I want to share with you guys, especially if anyone's out there thinking of doing a PC build. Whoever's tired of Xbox Game Pass, you can certainly do a PC build on a day like today because you can get these parts for a great deal. And on top of it, you don't have to pay for Xbox Game Pass anymore. You don't need Xbox Game Pass. Yes, you mean like when I go to Alexandria, it's like -3. It's quite the difference, right? It's got to be freezing. For me, it's 1037. So the bike is 16,107.54. That's still a lot of money. Max FPS 300 FPS. It can't hold it. Averages about 250 and 280. So, have you ever tried lowering the settings just to see if you can hit it, if it's possible? Have you just give it a shot? Because a lot of competitive players will do this. They won't try to max out their card, and performance-wise, not performance-wise. They're not trying to max out their card for quality. Instead, try to drop it down for performance if you're trying to get a bit more competitive, and change it down to more performance-based. So drop your settings just a tad, or turn off a couple settings and see, or lower the settings, and then see if you can
hit 300. If you can, then you should be pretty much good if you want to hit a constant 300 frames. Now, this monitor stand looks a lot more like the Tough Gaming uses instead of usual rock solid. That's the funny thing, and it's almost like you're paying for the Tough pricing, but it is truly an ASUS Strix monitor. And the funny thing is, right now I think they're kind of like experimenting with this whole thing, because they're, instead of just going Tough, they want to give a line in between of Tough and the typical ROG, and have like the Strix line be like the in-between model almost. The coldest place in the world is a town in Russia, which gets to the -80. You know what's crazy? I always think about the story about Napoleon, like about how Napoleon died in Russia, and the reason why he died was he couldn't handle the temperatures, and he died in, what was it, like negative? I think it was like -45. I think it was he died at. Correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think it was negative around 40. It was 40 something. I can't remember the exact temperature, but it was in the 40s. But I play with the low settings, but not the lowest. Oh, really? Not you. So you play with low settings with a 5080, and you still can't manage to get 300 frames. And what's your resolution you're playing on it? Is it 4K? I'm assuming it has to be at 4K. I would assume. And don't forget about Hergata. Perfect all year round, 60% humidity and all year 30, and nice cold. That sounds like, it doesn't sound too bad, honestly. Strix is like, yes, pretty much so. It pretty much is like like almost like the budget ROG line. But it's still excellent. Like the quality's still really good. A-Banger says, yes, I play in 1440. So let's figure this out real quick. And how about the RAM usage? How is your usage? Like, what is your resources that you're using? See if we can manage to push it back to 300. Also, have you attempted to enable like your PBO and everything too? Did you enable PBO, and did you use Curve Optimizer? Like, have you done a couple changes like that, like automatic settings wise? Not manually everything, but like a couple manual settings such as Expo. Because some of those things can certainly be able to help. That's just my wife. She's just reminding me of dinner. Which will be somewhat soon. So my RAM is about 3 gigabytes. I use the resize bar. Oh. Try turning off the try turning off resize bar and see if it makes a difference. Just to get a good measurement. And then if that doesn't work, then but give that a shot. Just give it a shot. I have a feeling. GTG studies and the 5080 guy, my best friend, got a 9070 XT and 430 FPS on Warzone. Low because AMD is best for COD. It's true. The reason why AMD is good for COD is because they optimize for fidelity, and because of fidelity, it's more optimized for their games. It took them a little while for them to actually start using DLSS and everything. So that's going to be more than likely the case when it comes to Black Ops 7. And for Battlefield, I feel like there's going to be a lot more compatibility, and man, I'm hyped for it. Hopefully you guys have it like all preloaded into your PC. But also, Egyptian Savage, I gotta thank you for joining us. I hope your studies go well. Do you professionally color calibrate my monitors? Now, when it comes to color calibration, luckily, when it comes to, I usually do try to calibrate them. Now, if it's usually like from ASUS, luckily, like if it is like from the higher line, they're usually calibrated for the most part already, and you don't have to do much calibration. But If it is like another monitor like that I do run into, like I run into like my LG monitor or a Sears Predator monitor, I do calibrate it. Because then it does make quite the difference, not only in color, but also I try to adjust for text clarity too. And this is a big thing, especially for anyone who likes to use it for like their PCs, not just for gaming, but also for like programming and those type of items as well. Oh, okay, Vanguard. Feel free to reach out. Yeah, you have our Discord too. If anyone's willing to join Discord, make sure to just join it in the description box down below. I'm looking to get a 9800 X3D with a 9070 XT. Awesome build. Fresh PC build, that is. Okay, so do you have the parts already, I have to ask. I'm assuming you have the 9800 X3D. If you're looking for a 9070 XT, I can recommend you Power Colors. Actually has theirs on sale for a great deal. Power Colors has their 9070 XT. Their specifically, it is, where is it at? Dang. Don't tell me it's all gone already. Let me see if I got it. I got it in my notes, in fact. Which I'm going also to have a video on this for anyone who has like missed some of it, and also of course you can catch the live replay as well. Let me see. I will pull this card. It's the Reaper, Power Color Reaper. It is this one. That is a good deal. It's actually down in the description box. For some reason, it was a bit harder to find. But it is only $660. I recommend this one. This has a Amazon Prime deal on. Great card to have. Other options, Sapphire is excellent. Some of theirs is not really as much on sale. Also, when it comes, ASRock actually has a decent one. It's not like their motherboards, thankfully. And also, XFX also has decent ones. But again, you're going to pay more if it's XFX. But it is a decent build. Do you have a motherboard and everything that you have an idea with for your PC build? Because if you don't, we can certainly kind of try to figure it out and see which ones we can pick out. Here goes an X870 I can recommend. Oh. Which is this one. The X870 looks like this. This one's a tough gaming one, so this one's an ASUS line. This one is actually only $230, and you practically get all the X870 features. You don't have to spend any extra money for like to buy like for an equivalent B850, or another option is the X670E is also a great choice. Those are excellent choices that can certainly you can go with. Also, when it comes to, I mentioned the coolers, I mentioned now RAM kits, they don't really have like a lot of great deals on the RAM kits. Now this is what I found on the RAM kits. You can get 32 gigabytes. This one's crucial. This one could go actually great on something like Project Ninja because it's all blacked out. You don't have any colors. And it's only $87.99, but it is a CL36 compared to something that is more RGB. Oh, you can. If you want to send your list, feel free to send it on Discord. It's down in the description box down below. And that way I can see your list. Because the chat or YouTube won't let you, or Twitch or any of the outlets kind of really let you. So feel free to go through Discord and you can send the list through there. And I can check. You can feel free to post it down. Let me fly. All right, so feel free to post it into Discord. And as soon as you do, I can certainly take a look at it. Let's see.
But right now they have the RAM set for sale, or you can go for Corsairs, which is a good deal too. Which is the Vengeance. It's all $167.99. What? That's not right. Don't get this. That's way more expensive than it should be. Why are they charging so much for it? This can't be from Amazon, right? That is crazy. Oh, CL30, that's why. This one's a CL30 one. That's actually a bit more expensive. So the pricing has actually affected the RAM a bit. But this is a whole different RAM kit. This is not the one we wanted to pull up anyway. Let me see. Power supplies, case. And this one's been like remodified by Corsair. For anyone who's looking for a PC case, this is a good one. Which is Corsair's 4000D. Very nice case. Take a look at that. You got the power button on the bottom. So it's very useful for anyone who has that wants to have their case on the desk. Instead of having it sit on the floor, you can easily hit the button here and you have all your controls that you need. It comes with the fans, which is nice. 50 series ready for if you're worried about the size wise. Very easy to remove and install, and it has this infinite rail, which you can certainly check out. Of course, 50 series ready, which I mentioned. Very easy to take apart. Very modular, which is nice. And it has this new type of airflow design. And this is what's useful about it. You can adjust the rail. I really like that. So you can go 120 or 140. And what that is for, it's for the size of the fans that you end up using for the case here. And then here are all the different setups for the different radiator supports that you choose. And here are the different combos. USB has 2 x USB 3.2 as USB-C, and it does have a 3.5 combo if you're to use the headset or microphone. But it's a very decent case. It's only $104.99, which isn't bad. They actually really held this price well. It's funny how they call this one Project Stealth. Oh, it's also compatible. It's letting you know it's compatible with BTF boards, Project Zero and Project Stealth. So you don't have to. This is actually compatible with a lot of, with any of those hidden port type of motherboards. Let me see. Yes, it is a mid-tower case. It is a mid-tower case for anyone who is wondering. That's a great question. And so most of the cases that I show on here, they're all going to be mid-tower. Let's go switch back up here. So a lot of the cases will be mid-tower. There's not really any ones that I showed that are like kind of like mid ITX or micro ATX. They're all like mid-tower cases. So if anyone is curious about that, you can use them. If you want to put a micro ATX, you could. I don't know why you would, but you can certainly do it if you choose to. If anyone wants to, say, upgrade a case or something. So if you're looking to do a PC build on today, especially on Prime Day, certainly is possible. Feel free. And you can just go down in the description box down below and you can do a pretty much like a build. I kind of set together everything that you can put together. And there's nothing that's really over. Like, they're all well under $150, most items. The only more expensive areas that anyone's going to spend is obviously going to be the graphics side. The graphics are always the more expensive side when it comes to PC. Okay, awesome. I'll check it out. Parkour. Let's see. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. And all right, so this is the list that I'll share it with everybody, so everyone can see it as well. And let me see. Here it is. So he has the Corsair Vengeance RGB5 DDR5 RAM. And he also has the Sapphire Pure AMD Radeon R. That's a good choice. So you're going with the all-white build. That's awesome. The Corsair RM1000s. Beautiful. Also, you got the Thermalright Peerless Assassin. Good choices. NZXT. Awesome. No, you did great. You did awesome on your picks. I like it. And your 990 SSD. 2 terabytes, good choice. Honestly, you could probably, instead of getting the 990, you see how you got the 990? You could probably get the 9100. Why is it 2? That should actually, it shouldn't be 200. That should be cheaper. You can get the 9100. Get the 9100 because it's going to be, oh, sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. It shouldn't be 9100. It should be, take a look at the 9100 on Amazon, which is going to be this one right here. And you're going to pay just about the same price as the 990, but you'll be Gen 5, or you can get a cheaper one. Here it is. I'll show it to you. Oh, okay. I apologize. Parkour. That makes sense. No, I have not done a racing setup yet. I did not do a racing simulator. NZXT fan. Okay, let's go back into the Discord real quick, guys. And that's he has the NZXT internal USB hub. That's decent. That's decent to have. That's just an extra item. So that's not bad. This is not bad at all. This is optional, just to let you know, the NZXT internal USB hub. It's a nice thing to have, but certainly not necessary. It's good to, that will certainly free up USB ports if you feel like you're going to take up more. But so far, I'm liking it. You got Arctic MX6, you got the ROG Strix X870A, which is a good choice, 9800 X3D, you got the Thermalright Peerless Assassin, 140 in whites. And let me switch it that way so everyone can see it on the mobile side. AMD Ryzen 9800 X3D is a good choice. And no, it looks good. And you managed to get everything all white. Well, other than that, yeah, I like it. I certainly do like it. Oh, this is hilarious. I had to check this out. This is after he soldered the other VRAM. Just trying to, yes, you did well. You absolutely did well. Because when it comes to future-proofing, the easiest trick for anybody who does just want to future-proof is just go AM5, to be honest. AM5 will certainly future-proof it. Anyone going or thinking of Intel build, to be honest, is not going to end up future-proofing as much as they think that they are. But yeah, all those items are good. Anything else that you're interested in reaching out, like checking out the monitors or anything, feel free to check down in the description box down below, as I have it as well, Parkour. I use the iCooler Infinity fans. They look a lot better. And I agree. Infinity fans are pretty dope. And what Infinity fans are, it looks like, it's almost like a mirror. Like that mirror effect, where it just looks like exactly how it sounds. But I do like that. I do like that type of look. Let's go back. We gotta applaud Satirical Gamer because that build is sick. That is a sick build. Right here. Oh man, that's funny. I'm sorry. I had to laugh at that. Okay, so let's go here. We gotta applaud this. Right there, guys. That is beautiful, right? That is the build that Satirical Gamer has built. It is a awesome, beautiful build. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. This is it. This is the one Satirical. Because I was like, wait. I knew it didn't look right, but that is nice. This is Satirical Gamer's build. The other one was Takuma, which is just as nice. Yes, right. I apologize, Satchel. I realized I was like, wait. I remember you got the you had the cooler. That's how I remembered. There it is. That's a sick cooler. I apologize, Takuma. Takuma's is also nice. Takuma's. I apologize, Takuma. You know, I was just. We all have to laugh at this. Let me flex this PC. Remember this one? That one's a little nerve-wracking. I'm glad it finally got fixed, though. I'm glad he fixed it. Alright, so I think we're just about all good here, fam bam. I'm just about to take care of some things, about to finish up the video that I'll have posted up tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's special of the Prime Day sales that has gone on. Hopefully you guys joined in on the channel. Hopefully I see you guys soon. As make sure to hit subscribe and like, and don't forget to follow us on Discord, and remember to check out the memberships. I am not like Xbox Gamer Pass, so you don't have to worry about that as well. I won't charge you $30 a month. Make sure to check it out. And I thank everybody for joining in. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you got some great stuff on the Amazon Prime deals, as they have really a lot of great steals practically. My more favorite ones are definitely on the display side. Some motherboard ones are some great ones. And that UPS backup is actually not too bad at all. But thanks again, everybody, for joining in. We do appreciate it, as always. Oh, somebody is showing off their build. Right before we go, let's take a look at this build too, in fact. Let's take a look at this build right here. That is pretty dope. Ignore the plastic. We all have that habit of keeping the plastic on there to keep it nice and fresh, right? But that's pretty dope. That's the Cooler Master AIO. Certainly can tell. And it's been they're a solid brand, by the way. If anyone's curious, they are solid. But thanks everybody for joining in. Really do appreciate it. As hopefully I'll see you next time, and make sure to check out the links down below if anyone's looking to do a PC build, and check out the video once I get it. Hopefully I get it posted later tonight. I'll definitely have it posted. But hopefully you have some great stuff, and thanks so much for watching, guys.